It's often debated what are the greatest Halo maps of all time, and today we're going to tackle Halo 3. Without any further ado, let's hop right in. Why doesn't everyone kind of give... Well, today we have a special guest. We have Blaze Dillon on. So Blaze, why don't you kind of just introduce yourself and, I don't know, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
I'm Blaze. I formerly a sustain designer on Halo 5. Now I'm working on indie games, notably Splitgate and Bulletville. That's about that. I'm a map connoisseur. I'm just trying to sound smart or something. Nah.
Hell yeah.
I've been designing maps for like 12, 13 years now, so maps are kind of my thing.
For sure. And some of the maps you've designed are the maps in Splitgate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Currently a couple and then a handful more.
Blaze, did you work on the mythic settings from Halo 5 at all?
Yeah, so I didn't make the settings or the maps exactly, but I was there for every bit of it. Yeah, I handled the whole playlist and made sure that the quality was there and managed the team.
Awesome, that's dope.
But my background in Halo 3, I started playing in Halo 1, didn't really care for Halo 1. Halo 2 came out and I was hooked. Halo 3, I played competitively and Forged the whole way through it. Really intertwined with the community, the Forge community, customs, all of that. So every aspect of Halo 3 I've pretty much been a part of.
Well, cool. So I don't know, everyone else can kind of give their brief history of kind of how much Halo 3 you played, since that, I guess for everyone on the stream, today we're doing Halo 3, and then depending on how long that takes, we may do Reach, but we'll see, because Halo 3 has a lot of maps, because we've added in some fun stuff. Paint's here. Paint, why don't you give everyone your background on Halo 3?
Yeah, sure. So the first time I played Halo 3 was back in 2008. I wasn't allowed to play it much, though, because it was my brother's Xbox. There you go. There's a little bit of background for me. Didn't play a whole lot of online, but when I did, it was just before the release of Halo Reach, because I was getting hyped for that. And again, it was always at a very casual level, so most of my input's going to be based on basically extremely casual stuff. Don't expect anything too technical from me.
Fair enough. Yeah. BHB?
Well, I played Halo 1 and 2 before I played Halo 3, but it was pretty much just custom games over my friend's house. Halo 3 was the first Halo that I really got into when I started grinding, and probably played more than I should have. Pretty much no life the game all day, every day. And I have a lot of fond memories on it. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, Halo 3 was definitely the first Halo I really got into. I mean, I don't even know how many games of OG Halo 3 I've played. It's way too fucking many spread across different accounts, but I played a shit ton of customs, a ton of matchmaking, and I mean, I was never like good enough to play competitively, but I like to tell myself I tried, right? Sempra.
Listen, I'm an OGH3 player. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I need to say.
All right, perfect. Fair enough. All right, with that kind of out of the way, we'll jump into the maps. The only disclaimer that I want to give, and I'll remind when we get to the two maps, is for Foundry and Sandbox. For those maps, we're going to purely rate them as like the default variant, because I think it gets a little weird if we start rating them as Forge canvases, because we're not going to rate the Forge canvases in the later games, because at that point you're almost just rating Forge, and I don't know. I thought it would work better if we just rated them as the default map, and then there's a couple variants that were made on those that we'll rate as maps. But with that said, we'll hop into the first map, which is going to be Assembly.
Wait, are we going to be using Mystical Gaming, or?
I'm going to Google it right now. If he pops up, I keep getting him on my recommended.
He's been in my recommended too.
I feel like he's been the final point of this tier list here. Without him,
here we go. Mystical Gaming, Halo 3 Team Slayer
Let's
Assembly.
Go.
We're back home where we need to be. Oh,
What
one
does
change
veto
too tonight,
assembly?
guys. I'm gonna run the polls concurrently as we talk, just to kind of keep things moving along. So, I think everyone kind of knows what assembly is. It's one of the DLC maps. It's a 4v4 map. So whoever wants to roll first with their opinion on it, be my guest.
Veto.
All
Alright, I'll say that I'm gonna keep it very short. This map is A tier. I don't really play that much because I'm not a radar kid for H3. But I do see its enjoyment for like 2v2s and like the Team Slayer radar. So I'm gonna give it an A, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Assembly is a cool map. It's symmetrical. It's purple. What's not to love? There's some cool things going on in the skybox. It's like assembling a scarab if you look above. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
I'd say this map for me, I'd give it a B tier. Give it a B.
Yeah, for me, dude, I've never. Obviously, like Sempra said, it's a primarily radar map, so you're gonna play it in like the Team Slayer ranked playlist or social playlist. You're obviously not gonna play it in hardcore. I always thought the map looked cooler and could have. It like looked cooler and seemed cooler than it actually was to like fun to play on. I always felt like the bottom area of the map was kind of awkward, whereas you could be shooting someone and they would just kind of drop down there and like you'd play like merry-go-round around one of the stupid pillars trying to finish someone off. So I always thought the map was kind of awkward. The middle area of the map was a little weird, but the map definitely looks nice. It's a decent enough map, so I would put it as a meh map. It's not a map that I was ever happy to get when I was playing Team Slayer, when I was playing ranked. So, yeah. Paint or Blaze, whichever of you wants to roll.
I'll just say that I really like this map. Like BHB said, it looks really cool. I didn't actually know about the scarab at the top. That's nifty. I feel like the map has a fun pace to it in social games. It's just the right size for, I'd say, like a very fast-paced 4v4 Slayer. I don't know if it spawns in any objective mode games. I don't think it does.
I know in MCC it does.
King of the Hill.
Yeah,
Alright.
you definitely can get King of the Hill on it.
Snipers, it's in.
Oh yeah, it's in Snipers too, but Snipers is its own beast for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just I would never see it in like a comp setting, I don't think, but I don't know, I have fun with it. If it was in any other game, I'd rank it A, but I think because it's Halo 3, I'm going to rank it B, because we've got some pretty good ones coming up.
Alright, Blaze?
I'm actually going to be a little bit more harsh on this one. I kind of shed a tear every time it comes up. Not that it's that bad, but I'm just kind of sick of it, and it's kind of mediocre. So I would probably go with bad for this. I do like the aesthetic a lot, but the layout isn't anything amazing, and I don't think it's very memorable either outside of the aesthetic.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. All right, chat gave it a meh, so let me add it up real quick and we'll see where it lands. Okay, so I'm dumb. All the people that paint in BHB, you gave it a B. Were you giving it a meh?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it is below
Wait.
A. Oh.
Wait, what's?
Hey, S.A. meh
shoot.
bad dog water.
yeah, I'll do meh.
Okay.
BHB, I can't believe you ranked this map when it's purple.
That's true. That's a shocker. All right, so this one with
Yeah.
chat's meh puts it right smack dab as a meh map.
Paint.
So
That's
we'll-
because it's a little bit of a reddish purple. If it was straight purple like a midship, it definitely would have been it.
Gotcha.
Smoked asked if we're gonna talk about the heavy versions of maps, and I told him no because heavy sucks. So I stand by that.
Good.
All right,
I agree.
next up is Avalanche. Obviously, remake a Sidewinder from Halo CE, and it's one of the BTB maps. So whoever wants to rock it first, be my guest.
I'll launch right in. I loved Sidewinder in CE. I enjoy Avalanche a bit more, but I would say I wish it didn't focus so much on that central little tunnel area.
True.
And the gravel lift that's around there. It can be fun, but I feel like a lot of the time you're just sort of peeking around that corner to see if you can see anybody. I do, however, love the addition of the Hornet. I don't know if that spawns in every game mode. You guys know me. I love a Banshee, and the Hornet's just the, UNSC version. So yeah, I think it's really fun in BTB. I don't know if it's in 4v4 at all. If it is, it's entirely too big for that. But yeah, as a strictly BTB map, I'm gonna give it an A.
As far as I'm aware, Avalanche has never been a 4v4 map. Now I won't.
I think it was in 4v4 snipes in OG.
Oh, it was.
Uh-huh.
You're right. It
And
was.
so was Sandtrap.
Yep. The fucking. Oh my god. Some of the BTB maps that they've used over the year, I think Halo 3 is the biggest culprit of trying to put BTB maps into 4v4.
Bro.
But yeah, Smoked, it'd be easier if you just did 3 straight. But anyways, so for me, for Avalanche, it's a pretty competent map. Like kind of Paint said, I wish that I feel like so much of the gameplay in Avalanche just ends up in that middle area, either like running straight across or like the lift area down toward the other side of it where you kind of exit out the middle section. I feel like the other portions of the map are just so dead, or you can kind of like not only if you walk around them are you just kind of like an open target to just be shot at, but you usually don't see anyone if you're just walking around, unless obviously you're like in a vehicle trying to traverse the map. But I mean, when they added it in Halo 3, I like really loved it, but I would say over the years, the more that I played Avalanche, like the less I kind of enjoy it. It's one of those Halo 3 maps where I think like specifically in the BTB setting, where sometimes you play on it and it's really fun, and sometimes it's some of the most like drug out, boring BTB gameplay like in the entire game. And just because of that, I find it hard to rank it super high. Like it's obviously not a bad map by any means, but I think I basically have to put it. It's bordering between A and meh for me.
All right, then give it the A. Don't worry.
all right. We'll give it a low A.
All right, I'm also gonna agree. I like snow maps, and this is probably the best snow map in terms of Halo's entire franchise. So I'm gonna give it an A tier.
Dude, the best snow map only getting an A when Sidewinder got an S. This is controversial.
Wait.
He's saving us.
Did I
for
give it an
Snowbound.
S?
I don't think you did, but
Yeah, I was gonna say don't play me like that.
I didn't either. But I know I like Sidewinder and CE, and I also really like Avalanche and Halo 3. I think there's a lot of goofy, chaotic fun to be had on this map, between all the different lifts and the power weapons and vehicles that are on the map. I really enjoy it. So, as a BTB map, I think I'd put it in A tier.
Let's
All
go.
right. Paint. Oh wait, Paint already went. Never mind. Smoke, do you want to go? I don't know if you're in here.
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah, like you said, it's a very centralized map along the keyhole. And I've been trying to figure out for a while why that is. And I suspect it was the change to allow vehicles to go in there. Would you agree?
I don't. In the original version, could you, or do you mean versus in CE?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. I feel like part of it is just the layout of the middle of this one is more like it's just a single hallway straight across, where like in CE you kind of had to go in, then go up the ramp, then there was like the opening, or then there was the little tunnel, and then you kind of went back around. Whereas in Halo 3 it's just like you walk straight across the map. So I feel like the fact that they made it a shorter route is a big reason why people funnel through it, and the fact that you can, like, especially if you have a power weapon, you can sit outside and just shoot the people as they walk through. So more like people funnel around it because it's an easy way to get kills. Like, even if you just have a BR, like you can just put shots on people that are running through and clean people up.
Yeah, overshield and snipe spawn up there, so everybody's just naturally going there, and then you naturally make your way into the middle.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing too with like whereas in Sidewinder the snipe spawns in the base, right? In this, the snipe spawns right at the top, or like on the opposite side of the door, right? So you like run up, you grab the overshield, or someone grabs the overshield, someone else grabs the snipe, and then you're just right there, like you're already ready to run across the map.
If overshield and snipe weren't up there, I definitely don't think as many people would be going up there.
No, I agree with that, and like I think the big difference is for better or worse. I feel like it's at a casual level. I think in CE people prioritize the power-ups less because they're just always there, you can kind of just pick them up wherever.
Yeah.
But like in H3, like you want to be there when a snipe spawns. You want to be there when an overshield spawns. So you kind of just like hang out. I mean, obviously you play timers, but like if you're hanging out there every 3 minutes, you're going to end up there a lot anyways. So you can continue your point, Smoked.
Oh yeah, I mean it has like memorable moments to it as well, like certain repeating things in gameplay, like other people driving into it with a warthog and the inevitable funny parts of that. So I think that makes it more of a mediocre map rather than a bad map.
Sure. So what tier would you like to put it in?
Meh.
All right. Blaze, I think that leaves you.
I'm going to go with meh as well. I think that it improved a lot over Sidewinder, but also lost a bit. They both suffer from poor weapon placements that don't really encourage movement, and you can really feel it whenever you're playing it. I feel like it gets repetitive because of that. You can only fight through this corridor so many times before it just starts bleeding altogether. I think with better weapon distribution, it could be easily fixed up a bit, and maybe some minor geometry tweaks, but overall I'm going to say meh based on the lack of replayability, essentially.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. So it looks like chat went split between A and meh perfectly. So I'm just gonna split it in the middle when I'm doing my calculations. Just a heads up to chat. If you want to vote, I'm moving the chat votes to basically as soon as we start talking about the map, that's when you'll want to get your votes in. So just make sure you see that. So let me just calculate it real quick. I think it's basically gonna end up on the lower end of being an A map.
I gotta say, in the gameplay you've got going in the background,
It's
our
so
boy
laggy.
Mystical Gaming has some pretty nasty ping.
No, I think this is just MCC to be
It's
honest.
just 2014 MCC. Or?
Yeah. All right. So
Also for the heavies version of this, it has a prowler for some reason, and I think it's the only heavies one that has a prowler for some reason.
Dude, what multiplayer maps even, I guess, besides this have prowlers? Fucking Sandtrap?
Yeah, Sandtrap. Sandtrap and this have prowlers for some reason,
The
and
Sandtrap, prowler's so useless, man.
yeah, it's basically it's the mongoose of the warthog.
Yeah.
It's the mongoose of the ghost of.
But then everyone loves the Spectre,
Dude. Yeah. I don't I don't know. Yeah. They're kind of like the same type of vehicle. But yeah. So basically, it ended up as a pretty low A map, but it did end up as an A map. So we'll move on to the next map, which is going to be Blackout. So whoever wants to roll Blackout first.
Well, Blackout is obviously a pretty poor remake of Lockout from Halo 2, which is one of Halo 2's best maps. And I know a lot of people feel that way. When I play Lockout or Blackout, it's definitely not a map that I'm hoping I get. It's all right. It's not the worst, but I mean, just considering that Lockout was in Halo 2 and this map is based off of that, and it just did a poor job at remaking it, I'd put it as a bad map.
Let me ask you this. How much of the issues with Blackout are the map Blackout versus the mechanics of Halo 3?
Oh, totally Halo 3.
I think it's Halo 3's mechanics
yeah, but how much
and gun.
different is Halo 3 from Halo 2? Like, what are you trying to say?
The gunplay is completely different in H3.
Also, like equipment,
True.
the map is too
And,
small to
yeah.
have equipment.
I'm also thinking a lot of the jumps you could make in Halo 2.
No, that's
Like,
fair.
yeah.
I was just proposing the question. I'm not like saying that's the only reason it's worse.
Yeah, I know. I gotcha.
I think it's a little bit of both for sure.
All right, what'd you give it, BHP?
I gave it a bad.
All right. So yeah, I'll go next. So for me, obviously, like BHB said, it took literally one of the best, not only the best maps in Halo 2, but just one of the best Halo maps in the history of Halo, and it did such a poor job remaking it. Whether some of the issues are definitely the map design, and some of them I think are just maybe the mechanics of Halo don't necessarily play as well for this style of map, but I feel like maybe they could have made more changes to try and make it play better in Halo 3 possibly, or just had things like less equipment and stuff like that can kind of make it less enjoyable to play on. But the map is pretty. and overall, compared to Lockout, I do think it's a bad map. But in the overall scheme of Halo 3 maps and Halo maps, I still don't think it's a bad map. Like, there's many maps that I'd rather play this. There's many Halo 3 maps that I wouldn't want to play over this, if that makes sense. Like, you said you're not happy when you get this. I'm not, like, ecstatic, but it's also not like I get this and I'm like, oh my fucking god, I have to play this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
and
for me...
I see the angle you're taking with it, but I was coming at it from, this is a remake of Lockout from Halo 2.
For sure. It doesn't live up to its big brother per se, but I think I
know what you're saying.
It's like if your big brother was like the 5-star athlete, and you're just like you're just an okay person. You come off the bench, you do your job. That's kind of Blackout. So I'd put it as a meh,
especially compared to Guardian.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, obviously we'll talk about Guardian, but I think Guardian kind of tried to, I mean, Guardian's not like a Blackout remake, but it kind of uses the same premise. Like, you have like a multi-layered or leveled map with like a very prominent mid, and I think Guardian just does it better in Halo 3 because of the changes to that style of map. But yeah, so I would give Blackout a meh. So whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, I'm gonna straight out say that I agree with BHB. I think it's a bad map. Straight up, I think H3 makes it even worse with the bubble shield and the regen. Like,
the bubble shield and the regen,
and a guy just regens on you.
That's the stupidest shit. That's
like
so fucking
map
frustrating.
Is annoying enough just trying to poke at people, and there's that crap existing.
I feel like the bubble and the regen make it so hard to poke someone down. You basically have to either push them, hit them with a nade, or have a power weapon. Like, you're not going to 4-shot someone. They're just going to either hide behind a wall or pop an equipment. And it's the most frustrating experience. Unless they're just bad and they just like stand fucking out in the open for an entire 3 or like 4 or even 5 sometimes, right? Because you're playing Halo 3. It's not that. I mean, you can 4-shot people, obviously, but like with how inconsistent the BR can be, and if they're moving, like, a lot of times you aren't 4-shotting people, right? You're 5-shotting them, or so it's like that makes it even more frustrating, where now you're trying to 5-shot someone, and like that's just not going to happen. Like, even just the map design itself makes that not going to happen, because it's so easy just to wrap around a corner and regen your shields or whatever. And then like if someone pushes you and you're playing like regular radar team slayer, like you just pull an AR out and just AR them and punch them if they're trying to push you. But yeah. All right. Sorry, I kind of overdid you there, Sempra.
Yeah, a little.
Were you done with your point, sir?
Yeah.
All right. So bad.
Yeah.
All right. Paint.
I'm gonna give this a meh. Mostly for 2 like very different reasons. The main reason is in like normal Slayer modes. I feel people play this extremely clinically. There's like a few spots people go to in every single game. It makes all of them blend into one, and it's just, it's not an interesting time to me. When I get this map, I know exactly what to expect. And then the other reason is, in a much more casual sense, I don't know what it is, but in Fiesta modes, this is either one of the best maps or the worst. Because I think it's got the right distances in the map so you can test out the strengths of different weapons. But if somebody spawns with like a sniper and a fuel rod gun, then that's it. Game over. So yeah, I feel like it's in normal modes a bit too sterile, and in the more wacky modes a little too unpredictable, if not fun at times. So yeah, I'm a
The default infection that they make you play on, I'm not rating maps based on infection. I want to make that clear. But the infection on this map is some of the stupidest shit I've ever fucking played in my life.
Yeah.
It's so terrible. But Blaze, do you want to go?
To give a bad, but I'm not going to. I almost want to, just because I know that it could be so much better. But I actually don't mind playing it all that much whenever it comes up in rotation. I like the aesthetic for it, and I like the proportions of the map compared to Lockout. But they like removed a bunch of jumps. The equipment doesn't play very good on it. And I remember in a vidoc for Halo 3, they talked about how they were remaking this and they wanted to see how much they could get away with pissing off the fans of Lockout. They actually said something to that extent in the vidoc. I don't think that's the right way to go about a remake. Even if it was funny to hear, I don't really appreciate that.
Yeah, I had never heard that, but I don't know if that's the play. Isn't the whole point of remaking maps because you're bringing back like fan loved maps?
Yeah.
But.
So, I'll give it a meh, just because I don't mind playing it at least.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, Smoked.
I'm gonna veto since I haven't played this map enough to divide it from Halo 2 for me.
All right. All right, chat gave it a meh by a pretty wide margin. So let me do some quick math real quick. I'll just turn on whatever this game is for footage while I do it.
Painted winner. Paint, you're in this game.
Dude,
Oh my
Paint,
God.
you gaming? All right,
I'm
so
gaming with Mystical Gaming.
all right, it's a got a low meh. Basically, we gave it 4 mehs and 2 bads, so barely stays as a. I guess technically even one more bad would have left it right in the middle. It would have rounded up anyways, but ends up as a meh map. I think that's pretty fair for kind of what Blackout is. You know, obviously, it's a remake of a fantastic map, and it just kind of missed the mark, but. At its core, the DNA of Lockout is still there, so that's going to carry it to some degree, no doubt. Mythical Gaming went 19-1. Let's fucking go! All right.
Almost a perfection.
Moving
Wait,
on.
Is it mythical or mystical?
It's mystical. I just can't read.
Oh,
Miss-
okay.
Oh shit, is it?
I think
Oh.
it's mystical. Hold on. We got to find out. It is mystical.
Yeah.
Paint.
Oh, my bad, my
Paint
bad. I
baited me.
disrespected him.
Yeah, Paint baited me.
Oh,
All
I'm
right,
so bad.
next map is Citadel. Whoever wants to go first. So Citadel is just obviously it's one of the DLC maps. I think it's kind of based off of isn't it kind of based off the one campaign level?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's based off
Yep.
the Covenant.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a throwback to custom edition maps.
I'll start out if no one wants to.
Yeah, go.
Go for it.
Basically, I feel like this was a low effort variety map just made to throw in, and it's literally like the most vanilla thing that I could ever imagine for a map.
But you love it, right?
I
Sometimes
think
less
it's
is more.
okay for a variety map, but I don't think it does anything particularly well. Just like it doesn't do anything particularly poorly. One thing I can appreciate a lot on this is the overshield placements. I personally always love the initial rollout where you go and get the overshield
Yeah.
and grenade jump up to the rockets.
Yep, I love that.
So much fun doing that. But then from the rest of the match on, it's just like the same engagements over and over and over again. And spawns flip a little bit too much. So you're always just like walking to the other side of the room instead of like setting up. There's no real setups for the map at all. So I feel like it's pretty stale, and I'm gonna probably have to put it in meh.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I feel like Citadel is just Halo the map. Like it's kind of what you would imagine, like you were saying. It's just what you would imagine a Halo map to be, but without any of the unique qualities of specific Halo maps. Like it does what you'd expect a Halo map to do, but it doesn't do anything special to set it apart necessarily from other Halo maps. Like you were saying, the opening strat on this map is pretty fun, but besides that, I kind of feel like you're just kind of in a flux. Like the whole game, you're just kind of rotating around, playing off wherever your teammates are, but you're not necessarily, like you said, holding anything. But then again, it's not a map that I ever like. There again, kind of similar to Blackout. When I get this, when I'm playing matchmaking, you're never upset that you get it. It's just kind of like, oh hey, we got Citadel, let's go. So I think that alone kind of leaves it as a meh map. Like it's not a bad map, but it's not good either. So it kind of is like it's just the perfect meh map. It's just it's another map that adds variety to the map pool, but doesn't necessarily do anything special. So whoever wants to go next.
I guess I'll go. You guys make some fair points, you do. But for whatever reason, I really enjoy this map. Like I want to get this map at times. First off, I love the aesthetic, and I just enjoy the way it plays. It's a nice, balanced, symmetrical map. As you mentioned, Blaze, the initial start, grabbing the OS, knitting yourself up to rockets, that's cool. It is a pretty simple map, and low effort, but I really enjoy it, and I'm actually gonna give it an A.
Let's go.
But what game types do you prefer on this? Just out of curiosity.
I prefer doubles.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree. Doubles works.
I feel like
better than 4v4.
This is a map that doesn't work very well for objective. I mean, you can play King of the Hill on it.
Tell me, Crazy King with snipers isn't the play?
In doubles, can't you get fucking capture the flag on this map in MCC for some stupid reason? Or is that purely a social thing? Because I've played CTF on this map and it was really stupid. But
I hate that.
As a Slayer map, I agree. It's good. But I guess when I was saying like I don't mind getting it, when I get this in objective, I am annoyed. But I feel like Slayer kind of, unless we're talking about some of the comp maps, Slayer is kind of like by far the most popular game mode. So it kind of takes precedence when you're rating maps, at least in Halo 3. All right, so
I'm gonna give this map an average, just a B.
All right,
putting it out there. Every time I play this map, it's just like you fight for snipe, and then whatever's in the middle, rockets or OS, and then you just rotate, and then you run circles around.
It probably needed a Banshee.
I feel like if they opened up the roof.
No, it needed a mongoose.
We should play.
They opened up the roof and maybe put like a lift somewhere.
Yeah.
A few more plasma pistols.
Yes, I think I think a ghost could have been key.
Let's not go overboard.
Paint, what are you feeling?
I'm giving it a meh. I really don't feel much towards this map in any way. It's fine. I'd say, I know Semper kind of joked about it, but I enjoy it on snipes. And that's probably the most memorable times I have playing this map. But other than that, just a straight meh.
Ash, we're gonna do Sandbox itself, and then we have a couple variants, but we're not doing like all of them because that would be ridiculous. We'd be here all night. Okay, let me calculate this real quick. Oh, chat also gave it a meh. So basically everyone but BHB gave it a meh. So I don't even know why I'm doing the math. It's gonna put it right smack dab strong meh map, which I think by everything everyone was saying, I feel like that's where we were leading.
Except when you put Bloodwatch there. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yes. Okay, here's the beautiful little picture. Look at it go. All right, moving on to the next map. We have cold storage.
Waterfall. Oh shit.
Do you want we can do Waterfall soon.
Nope, cold storage.
All right, cold storage, obviously remake a chill out from Halo CE. It came in as part of the wasn't it just like a free map that was given to everyone at one point?
Bungie Day 7.
Yes,
there we
Bungie.
go.
I remember that. I hopped on, and people were telling me there's a new map, and I was like, really? And then I downloaded it, and it's that, and it was cool.
Yeah. All right. So whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, I can hop in first. Just like the CE variant, I think this is a very fun map. Again, pretty fast-paced. I like the tightness of the corridors, and I don't know. It's just a fun map all around for me. I think it works in both 4v4 and in doubles. In 4v4, it can feel a little bit cramped at times, but I don't know. I think there's a certain charm to that. So I'm gonna give this an A.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna go with the complete opposite, and I'm gonna say it's
I was
just
about to
average.
do- yeah, I was
It's
gonna say
meh.
the same thing.
Because my memories of this map's like, man, I really hope I don't get naded right here. Or like, oh, I hope this annoying bubble shield guy like fucks off or something. Like, it's nothing fun in this map. I don't actually like the tight areas of this map at all. So yeah, it's just average for me.
Yeah, I absolutely love the aesthetic of this map. I think it's beautiful, but
I'll agree on that. too.
playing this in 4v4 can be a little weird. I don't think it plays well in 4v4. And 2v2, there's been so many times when I played this in 2v2, and you can just get stuck in the shotgun room, because like the other team will be outside. They'll have snipe. They'll have rockets, and there's really no way for you to push out of there. You just basically got to wait for overshield to spawn to get out of there. So I'm not a huge fan of how this map plays, especially in like things like King of the Hill or Oddball, and like they're camping in the snipe room, and you teleport to them, but they're camping behind the teleporter, so you just get back smacked. I'm not crazy about how this map plays, so I'd give it a I don't want to say it's bad, but I'm gonna say it's meh.
You
All
guys
right.
are just way too casual, you know. You gotta
That's
get on the
true.
hardcore.
So
But-
I think
I've been playing. Wait, one more thing. I've been playing free for all on this map actually a lot recently, the last couple days, and I have been enjoying that. So
I was gonna open up with that. I think cold storage is best game mode. Is free for all. Doubles is serviceable, but the equipment can kind of make it annoying to play at times. It just kind of depends on. That's just equipment in Halo 3, honestly. Like sometimes it's annoying when like you're losing kills because of it, but it feels pretty nice when you like regen. It's someone's BRing you and you just get a free kill. But
yeah,
I don't think cold storage is very good as you get into bigger game modes like 4v4, because it's just the corridors are too cramped, and like trying to like walk up top or like pretty much anywhere, if they have power weapons, like you're just dead. Like it's just too easy to rocket or snipe someone on this map. And so, but I do really like the way the map looks, and I've always enjoyed playing on it. So I don't think it's a bad map, but I think it definitely shines as a free for all map. Doubles is all right on it, mostly as a Slayer map. I don't think this is a good objective map at all. Like you talked about Oddball. Oddball's atrocious. King of the Hill I think can be serviceable, but Oddball on a lot of maps that have teleporters or like rooms that are easy to camp is very annoying.
because you got to push the guy with the ball, and then
Yeah.
once you get there, he just TPs across the map. Like,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah, so that's super annoying, and the fact that if you're playing like vanilla H3 settings too, like the ball just one hits you if they're like sitting in a corner or something. So like it makes it even more annoying. But so I would give this. I want to give it an A because like I like the map, but I feel like as I talk about it and how it is very poor in some areas, I feel like I have to just give it a meh. So that's where I'm gonna go with it. So Blaze.
I'm gonna go a little higher on this one. I think I put this one as an A. My biggest gripes with it are the equipment and the AR. Both
I'll agree.
on remakes don't complement it very well. But I'd say I can look past it because of the really unique aesthetic. And that I love this in doubles. I'm the person in doubles that plays the teleporter game. So I understand why other people wouldn't like it, but from a personal perspective, I like those mind games and the slow chess match type games. And also the moving monitor at the top of the central room that you can see in the video. I love using that to my advantage.
yeah,
I it doesn't happen too often, but you use that, it feels really rewarding. So I'm gonna have to put in an A for just personal preference on this one.
All right, fair enough. So Chad also gave it an A, which will leave us with 3 Mez and 3 A's, which will give it the nice little round up, and we'll get cold storage into the A category.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Did you think cold storage was going to be an A?
I did not think that. No.
All right, next up, I think this will be a quote-unquote controversial map, but we're going to talk about Construct. So, who wants to roll? Actually, I'm going to roll Construct first.
Oh, okay.
There are 2 different versions of Construct. There's the fucking hardcore version and the vanilla version. The vanilla version is a legitimate bad map. Like, it's badly designed. Once you get control of the top of the map, you literally never have to come down. All the power weapons and everything spawn on the top, so you just camp the fucking lifts, and you just wait for people to push into you. The flame. There's also the Spartan laser on the bottom, so you know.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And the missile pod. But
yeah, there we go.
The hardcore version of this map fixes a lot because it puts like the custom power up at the bottom. It puts the snipe at the bottom. What else does it put at the bottom?
Those are just the 2 main ones.
And then also in hardcore, you play King of the Hill on it, so obviously that's going to move you around. But just like even in hardcore Slayer, it moves enough to the bottom where you actually have to leave the top portion of the map, which like makes the map less annoying to play on because you don't just it isn't just like, oh hey, the other team got top control first and now we just constantly have to push into them because we're already behind. Like what in the vanilla version, if you get the lead and you're on the top of the map, like you have every advantage. Like you honestly shouldn't ever like throw leads on this map, although obviously it happens because it's matchmaking and you're playing with like random people. But like in an ideal world, there's no way you should lose an advantage on vanilla Constructed. I hate vanilla. When I was a kid and I used to get this in matchmaking, I hated it so much. And I
was the same way.
Yeah, and part of it's like I probably didn't quite understand how to play it enough, but even in more recent years as I've played it more, like the vanilla version of this map just hurts it too much, and like that's obviously the version that Bungie shipped, right? And that's the version they thought was good. And so like for me, I almost want to say Construct is just a bad map. Like if I was rating purely the hardcore version, I would say it's like meh. But just the fact that like so much of the map goes so unutilized if you're playing like Team Slayer, which is primarily what you would probably play on this if you were playing Halo 3, because like in vanilla settings, what else do you play on it? King of the Hill maybe? Because I don't think you play. Oh, you maybe play Oddball. But yeah, so for me, I'm gonna go with it's a bad map. Whoever wants to go next.
So your reason for saying it was bad was because mostly the vanilla way was trash, or because both the hardcore and the vanilla way
mostly
bad?
The vanilla way. So in maps that have been redone, and you can rate this totally different, maps that have been fixed by the hardcore like variants, like that plays a little bit into my rating. But for me, like this is a map, the vanilla version is the map that was shipped by Bungie, right? So that is primarily like what I'm gonna rate the map as, but you can rate that differently if you want, if that makes sense. But yes, for me, the vanilla version of this map, it's so top heavy, you really don't go to the bottom unless you're just stuck spawning down there. And so I just think it's an unfun map and it's really bland to play. Like you just play for top control and whoever gets top control is probably winning the game. So
I really liked it in hardcore King of the Hill though. I'll say that.
As a hardcore King of the Hill map, yeah, I don't think it's bad, but
I'll just like lean to my opinion. I was thinking I want to give like a high average map. Is probably what I'm gonna decide on. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a high average map. The vanilla I absolutely hate playing on for everything you said, and with the power drains, I don't really like equipment that much when things get like really sweaty per se. But on hardcore, it was probably really solid King of the Hill map, but it was like the only thing it was good for. Slayer was really unenjoyable on it. So yeah, it's just gonna be a meh.
All right, fair enough.
You guys pretty much covered a lot of the flaws with the vanilla version of this map. And I hate spawning bottom mid when other players have top control, and then they're camping the top of every lift, and then you have that your only route is really up sword legs, or you got to go back gold. This is another map where I really like the aesthetic. It has the waterfall, in the skybox, the sentinels flying around. It looks cool, but I do not enjoy playing this map. It's definitely unique, and I applaud them for that. But overall, like you said, it's very top heavy. The hardcore version of this map obviously is better because you have things like the custom power up and the sniper spawning down low, so there is an incentive to go down there to pick them up. And in King of the Hill, I probably wouldn't mind King of the Hill on this map if it wasn't so long. I mean, I feel like it's always a time limit game when I play that, and fuck playing doubles on this map. So
oh god,
I'm gonna give it a meh.
Doubles on this map was atrocious.
I didn't even know you could get doubles on this map.
Yeah.
It's too big for 4v4.
I hate it. I hate it.
My memories of doubles on this map are just like games constantly going to time. Because like
Good lord.
someone gets the lead and they just play the fucking like whatever spot they're sitting, and you just like have to push into them. But okay, you want to go paint?
Yeah, sure. So I'm automatically giving this one a bad. I don't think I've ever really had a good time on this map. The only reason I'm not giving it dog water is because if it's exclusively happening on the top part of the map, it's not terrible. But again, if you're stuck spawning on the bottom half, good god. I couldn't even tell you what spawns down there, because as soon as I'm down there, I'm just like, how do I get up? That's all I'm thinking.
I usually quit when I spawn down there. I'm out.
You just dashboard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, could use the Banshee. No, I think it's just not a fun map. It's a shame, because I think if they'd made the top bit a little bit wider, given it less lines of sight, as in like less long lines of sight, it could have been much more interesting. But
yeah, something Semper also touched on too is the equipment is actually a huge reason. Well, not huge, but it's another reason why this map is so top heavy. Because when you're on the top, sorry, my voice cracked. But if you're on the top with a power drain, like they just can't lift into you. Like they just die every single time. Like they literally don't stand a chance because you just drop the power drain where they're gonna lift. And so it's like and even nades too. You just drop a nade right on it because you're playing radar, so you know they're coming, right? And you just fucking nade it and get your free kill and continue on with your life. But yeah,
the 3 lifts are the main ways to get up there, and if you're playing against a competent team, it's so easy for them to control those lifts, and you just can't lift up.
Yeah. Blaze?
I hope this doesn't make you guys lose respect for me, but this is my favorite map in the entire
Get him out.
No.
If for that, I'd love to give it an S, but realistically speaking, I can't give it an S. Because I understand the accessibility is not there. But just a few things I want to touch on. I remember seeing a concept of this where Construct was actually like a ship that was hovering over Ascension or something, and it was a big team battle map. This must have been really early in Halo 3's development. But I remember that, and I also remember that at one point there was a Falcon on this map. Just from like browsing different things on the internet and finding random concepts and stuff. So this map could have been totally different, but once you have that knowledge, you can probably understand why it's so strange that they were kind of salvaging a map that was definitely not intended to be like this in its initial vision. Anyway, that's not supposed to justify anything. I just thought it'd be cool to share that for anybody who didn't know.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah,
But,
I didn't.
Some of the things that I absolutely love on this, the hardcore version is 100% better, just in general. But
Yeah.
I just love nading up the lifts. I think that's so much fun. Like pushing the fusion coil into the lift and then throwing a grenade up is like really iconic to me. Having the like skillful, I'll say, power weapons at the bottom, having the missile pod and the Spartan laser, which kind of suck for the most part, But if you're skilled with them, you can actually make pretty good pushes. I like that. I like the jumps all over, like the lift manipulations that take you up, and the like glass under gold that you can bounce a nade off the wall to get it up top gold, while seeing where the enemies are. There's just a whole bunch
I
of
like doing that.
really nerdy stuff that I love about the map. Nading down weapons. That kind of stuff really makes it really enjoyable to me. And I love it every time it comes up. But because I can understand that it's definitely not for everyone, and it is a brutal map, I'm definitely not giving it an S. I'll give it an A, just for my own personal biases in there of being my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's fair. That's the whole point of this, is we all kind of have different perspectives, and I think that's what's fun about this, because everyone has different opinions on Halo maps. So I think it's cool to have an opinion and like obviously have a reason for liking a map, because I don't know, that's just Halo in a nutshell. But so chat gave this a bad, so we ended up with 2 mez from Sempra and BHB, 3 bads, and then Blaze's A, which if you average it all out, thanks to Blaze's A, this map's gonna barely squeak its way into the meh tier.
Sorry, guys.
Congratulations, Construct. You are not dog water, although you never were really in contention for being dog water. Although I feel like, I will say, it doesn't change my rating at all, but Construct is probably like the only middle tier map that you could find where there's actually a large portion of Halo players that straight up hate it. Like, you don't really have that problem with other, like, when you talk about like Assembly or like the maps we did so far, like Assembly or Citadel, no one's like vehemently hates, or that's not the word, but no one like absolutely hates those maps like they do on Construct. But there are people like you, Blaze, that really enjoy Construct, and so I think that's kind of why I led off by saying, like, I think Construct is a very controversial Halo map in terms of people's opinions on it. Like, they're all over the place, and I think that's really cool that a map can have so many people that like it, but also just people that absolutely hate it.
Crazy that it made it into comp as well. Such a weird abstract
Isolation
map.
made it in the comp.
Oh yeah, for like the first 2 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to that actually is kind of surprising that Construct was a comp map, but I mean, I'm not the one that makes comp map rules, so. All right, next we'll move on to Epitaph. Whoever wants to go first.
I'm gonna put mine out of the way. I'm gonna just say this is average. I don't really have much thoughts on this at all. I think it's okay for Infection. I remember playing a lot of Infection on this. I don't really like playing Slayer on this, so yeah, it's just average for me.
All right. Who would like to go next?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Sempra. And I've said this about other maps, and you're going to hear me say it again just because I love Halo 3's Forerunner design. Aesthetically, I like this map. But yeah, playing dubs on this, never been a huge fan of it.
Dubs was rough.
Definitely don't like playing regular Slayer on it either. Yeah, it's not that memorable of a map to me. So yeah, I've got to give it a meh.
Yeah, for me, Epitaph was honestly, it was one of the maps that I disliked more growing up, like on OG Halo. And I feel like maybe it's kind of grown on me over the years because it's different. Like, there's no other Halo 3 map that plays like Epitaph with like the weird fucking outside portion that like wraps around the side and like all the different ways to jump from the top level to the bottom level, and like a lift that fucking just shoots you up to the top mid of the map for a rocket launcher. And so like, or the rocket launcher's bottom mid, the brute shot's top mid, right? But anyways,
Yeah.
like it's a unique map, and I think it's best for free for all, because then you don't run into like a lot of the weird, just like awkward gameplay. But I never enjoyed playing doubles on this map, and I feel like free for all and doubles is probably like what you get this map most in. Like, you did get it in 4v4, but I feel like doubles and free for all was like the main, the places this map would have been more weighted. So for me, I don't know. It's kind of between a bad map and a meh map. But I think the fact that it's unique and it does look pretty cool, and it doesn't play bad for free for all, and so I think because of that, it's just kind of a meh map. It kind of sits in the middle of Halo 3's map pool for me. Blaze, you want to go next?
Sure. I think the aesthetic is one of the best looking aesthetics of like the shiny Forerunner with all the holograms and stuff like that. I really like that aspect of it. I think that this map has like the most potential, but just it doesn't play any game types really. Like nothing is great on this map.
I agree.
Yeah.
But like the geometry is all fun to play on. I don't know. It's in a weird place for me because I think that it could be really, really good, but I don't even know what to say to make it great. You know, I do like the moving, floating platform at the top. I don't know which variant. It's been so long, but rockets had spawned up there at one point,
Yeah.
and you could actually shoot down the rockets by like shooting or
Okay.
nading the platform, and
Did
it would
rockets-
slide down.
Yeah, sorry.
Which I
Did
thought
rockets
was
used
good.
to spawn up there in the OG version?
I think it did originally.
Okay.
Yeah, they did spawn up there at some point. I know that.
Epitaph,
All right.
not
I just,
Epilogue.
I have to redeem myself because I was saying that and then I realized it didn't, and then I felt dumb. So that's my
And
excuse.
Epitaph wasn't in 4v4 in OG.
It was only an MCC.
Yeah, it was just
Oh,
a dubs
okay.
map in OG.
Okay.
And a SWAT map. Maybe snipes, but not Slayer.
I think that it got a lot better once they made Epilogue and removed the shield doors. The shield doors just seemed like a
Yeah.
gimmick that only made the game or the map worse, and I'm not exactly sure how it shipped with that, to be honest.
I
But
think the shield doors on most maps in Halo 3 were detrimental to the map.
yeah,
I can't think of a map where I actually enjoyed the shield door.
I think I might go with meh for this, just because I understand the sentiment that nobody really is wanting this map. I don't think I've ever heard somebody rejoice about getting it, so I think I'll give it a meh.
Ain't?
I'm gonna give it a meh as well. I feel like it plays best on free for all, like some of the others were saying. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot special to me. The aesthetic is nice, but I don't know. Whenever I get this map, my overwhelming reaction is okay.
Yeah.
And that's
No,
it.
I think that's fair. Vink said, "Holy shit, I forgot the shield doors." I think we all try to block out shield doors on Halo 3 maps in our memory, but they're there. All right, yeah, they were there at one point, like on a later map that I just love so much. But all right, so chat also gave. Oh yeah, go for it.
I just wanted to add, like, about the aesthetic. Like, this map does look really cool, and I wish, like, maps in some of the later Halo games, like 4 and 5, had, an aesthetic that is as pleasing as this one. And I hope with Halo Infinite we get that. We get maps that look Halo, look Forerunner, look Covenant. But so far with the maps we've seen in Halo Infinite, I haven't seen that. I want some, I obviously want some good maps that play well, but I also want the maps to look good as well, like this does.
Yeah, so I'll say, and I'm not a map designer, and I'm not like a super artistic person, but I think the thing that makes Halo 3's Forerunner design so cool is like not only obviously the use of gray, which is very obvious, but like I think the way that they kind of have like different like blue elements and like the orange elements along with it, I feel like just make the map look pretty and like visually pleasing to your eyes.
Yeah.
Halo 4 had that a lot too, but I think it just was interpreted differently.
They had too
and
much
didn't
orange.
really work. Yeah. Not to go off topic too much, but you said about the Halo aesthetic. They showed off a little bit of the map Behemoth. That one definitely screams Halo to me.
Behemoth? What map was that?
It was like the sandy one.
Oh, okay, yeah, the
4v4
the sandy one, yeah, that one I didn't see too much of that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
All right. So with that said, like I said, chat gave it a meh. So literally everyone gave it a meh, which is my favorite when everyone agrees because I don't have to do math. So just puts it right there, you know, in the meh category. We've actually we're loading meh up, which is I don't know. I mean, it's not surprising because of the maps that we're talking about, but like I don't know. When I think of Halo 3's maps, I don't necessarily think of a bunch of middle of the road maps. Also, Static has found all the commands and he's just spamming them in chat. So good work, Static.
I did not know I had my own
that.
command.
I added them for tonight. Okay. Go for it.
I think the best thing about Halo 3 is that the map lineup itself, like the entirety of it, actually contrasts itself very well. And like from one map to another, you get totally different experiences. So even having like silver or bronze tier maps, you're still like from map to map, you're experiencing something unique and different aesthetics, and I think that adds a ton to the game.
No, I definitely agree with that. Okay, Shadow, I see that you redeemed this. Do you want to hop in and do 3 maps? Smoked, you can do your other 2 maps at some point, but they just need to be in a row because otherwise it'll just get too messy. So you pick based on the alphabet when you think there's 2 maps coming up that you want to do, and let me know in chat. All right, so next, hello Shadow, by the way.
Hello.
Next map we're gonna do, you honestly picked a bad one to start on, in my opinion, but we're gonna do Foundry. Like I said, we're rating Foundry purely as the default shipped version of the map, and not the Forge canvas, because the Forge canvas is obviously iconic and literally like revolutionary to not only Halo but just like console games in general, to have like a true map editor. I don't know if Halo necessarily was the first console game to have a map editor, because didn't like Far Cry have one, but I feel like Halo was one of the first games to like popularize it and turn it into like, you know, a main focus of the game, even if it wasn't necessarily on purpose. But for this discussion, we are purely talking about the version that Mystical Gaming right now is playing, and that is the default version of Foundry. And so I'll let whoever wants to go first on this one.
So I'll start.
Sure.
I think that this map has far too many spawning issues, unfortunately, with it being like a U shape and the spawns being so far back in the corner. And on top of that, all of the power weapons spawn on the open side that you can block the spawns. So I think that kind of is a huge detriment to the map. Overall, I don't think that the level is necessarily iconic. But I don't think that it's necessarily painful to get either. Some game modes I think are pretty fun. I guess Slayer's pretty alright. 2v2 Slayer, not so much, but 4v4 Slayer's alright. And King of the Hill I think is pretty fun. But that's about all it plays well, I think. I'll probably have to give this one... I'm just going to go with bad, because while I don't think it's too bad, it's just not anything special at all.
Fair enough. So I'll go next, and in contrast to Blaze's somewhat positive opinions of Foundry, I think it's a dog shit map, and I don't know why, other than the release, why this was ever a map in rotation. Not only is the layout of the map terrible, like you said, the amount of times that I've played in a ranked Slayer match and I've just gotten stuck in the stupid spawns, getting repeatedly sniped as I try and push out of the spawn, is unreal. Like, or trapping people in there. Like, there shouldn't be maps where you just fucking get stuck because the other team has multiple snipers and rockets and you have to push out into them. Like, that's just a bad map design. Not only that, the default like Forge what's the word, like the default Forge pieces are really fucking awkward. Like, unless you're doing the forge techniques that came out later, where you're merging pieces together, the pieces just feel terrible to walk on. Like, your character gets bumped up, grenades fucking sometimes just go under boxes. Like, this is a terrible map. Like, this is for me, this is 100% like just a dog water ass map. I hate fucking getting Foundry. I don't like, especially today in MCC, I don't understand why you still get this map. Maybe it's just like a nostalgia thing, as it obviously was a map that was in Halo 3, but there's so much shit I would rather play than this map. So for me it's 100% dog water. Like I said, everyone, purely this is the version that we're looking at. Foundry as a forge canvas is obviously awesome, but yeah, whoever wants to go next.
You tell me it wasn't fair to have 2 snipes on the same side?
I don't think so. You know, I don't enjoy that when they control both snipes and fucking rockets. It's not a good experience. I guess the argument to that is just get better and don't let the other team spawn trap you.
Yeah, I'm agree about it being dog, and I don't have to add anything to that.
I guess
All right, Pink. Or you can go.
Yeah. So yeah, basically Arrrash covered most of my bases, but I'll go ahead and add more to that. If this is an attempt to make it an arena map, it is fucking horrible. Excuse my language, but seriously, it is. Like I said, with the different forge pieces, it feels uneven, and it feels like it's just slapped all over the place. Like there's choke points that make no sense, especially some areas become frag fests, some become just sniper alleys. Like I said, with controlling the weapons, it's literally the play of this map. Even if you can get the brute shot, which is most of the time what you end up with as the losing team, and then it still doesn't help you there. Other than that, like the back corner here is shown, yeah, this part sucks. If you don't get spawn camped in one of the edges of the U shape and you get pushed back there, the snipers usually know that you spawn there and you're instantly clipped or get rocketed. It's horrible. This movement is not great here. Yeah,
I think like I might partly be a forge issue, but yeah, and Blaze touched on this. The map just like the spawns are too like predictable. Spawns aren't bad per se, because they have like a skill, like there's a skill in predicting spawns properly, but Foundry's spawns are just so predictable and so bad that you just like spawn in the crosshair of someone with a sniper rifle, and you're like, sweet, thanks, I'll just take that death and respawn.
I've done a lot of competitive on this map through pain and suffering, and yes, I've had teams where they know predictably where every spawn is, and it was just painful. I just wanted to die.
Yeah. Foundry when you're playing against a coordinated team or you're losing is one of the worst experiences in Halo 3. But what tier were you leaning toward there?
Honestly, I was originally leaning towards the map, but coming to think about it from everyone's input, that explains it better. I'm gonna go with the bad.
All right, that works. So we got BHB and Paint left.
I guess I can go. I don't hate this map as much as the rest of you do. When I play this map, there's a lot of times where I've had fun. I've enjoyed it. You guys have talked a lot about getting stuck in the base, but a lot of people neglect those bubble shields in the back, and they do really help you push out of the base when people are looking at you with a snipe. You can even make the rocket guy rocket himself if you time the bubble shield right. I don't think it's a great map, and obviously all the power weapons spawning in the back, which is where you want to control, is pretty flawed. But I think it can be okay in free for all, and ultimately I'm gonna give it a meh.
All right, Paint, why don't you close it out?
Sure. I had no idea this map was as hated as it is.
Here we go.
But to be honest, now that I think about it, most of the times I've played it have been on like custom game modes.
Oh yeah, because you're playing like the Forge variants.
Yeah, exactly. I think it just blends in with all of those.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just gonna land on a meh for this. I'd go lower, but honestly, I haven't had that many negative experiences on the map.
Consider it, yeah.
Hey, that's fair. Pain hasn't experienced the joys of playing this map and getting shitted on. So
Yeah, I'm just too good.
yeah, paints the person shitting on people on this map. So he doesn't know what it's like to have bad spots.
He's like, I'm good on Foundry. Like, which version? Like,
one of them. This is completely off topic, but you know that other Foundry map that's in the free for all queue in MCC?
Yeah.
Why the fuck does that map exist?
I
the one they
don't
used for
fucking
FFA?
know.
I feel like Bungie was having a brain fart when they did that.
That one's even worse. I didn't even know it was possible to make like a worse fucking version. I don't remember the name.
That
Is
thing
it
is
though.
awful. Anvil? He's
Yes, that's what
Okay,
it is.
okay.
Is that the one
I
with like
hate it.
the laser and the higher elevation?
OS
Yeah.
and rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
I'd rather
So
play that than this two snipers on the same side one, or the fuck it's called.
Honestly, even the MLG
Well, you don't
slot
play
version's
team
better.
on that.
Yeah, you play FFA. I like it.
Yeah.
FFA, it's alright.
If Foundry's even kind of awkward as an FFA map, but it's not. Most of Foundry's flaws are team based, or it's like in doubles too for sure. Doubles, it's like I feel like doubles it's even easier to figure out where people are going to spawn. It's like less hectic because you can just focus on like, well, we know one of them is stuck on left side of the U, so just don't worry about him for a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with the doubles.
I wonder if this map would have been better if that door didn't exist on the back end and it wasn't a U, and instead it was like a weird, like a circle or whatever.
Probably wouldn't help a whole lot,
Well,
but
yeah,
the-
I would also say right where the two spawns are, where the staircases are, the natural ones in the map. If there wasn't those double doors, then it allows you to go around to the other side of the map. I think that might have slightly fixed some of the issues, but that ain't gonna do much.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been like a huge benefit, but I wonder if like it would have made it easier maybe to kind of like coordinate like retaking the power position on the map, because at least you could either you could split on purpose or you could like come together, whereas like now you just come from whatever side you spawn on basically. But and then they wouldn't. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so chat rated this one bad. So we got 2 mehs from BHB and Paint, 2
Wait, can
dogs.
you actually change my meh to abstain? Because now that I think about it, every time I see Mystical Gaming turning a corner, I think I'm going to see something different.
All
I
right,
think
so
I am just thinking of like every Forge variant of this.
we're taking out Paint's ranking. All right, so we got basically then we got 3 bads and 2 dog waters and 1 meh. So let me do the math real quick on that, and we'll see what it gets.
How could you do this to me, Paint?
So
And you only
sorry.
meh.
Well, let's be honest, Paint didn't play this variant. The other Foundry.
Oh,
variants.
all right. So I actually don't think Paint's a vote would have made a difference. So basically, it's gonna end up as a low bad map. I think if Paint would have gave it a meh, it would have been like a middle bad map. But either way, it's a bad map. So I'll be honest. I actually thought that the default version of Foundry would be dog. So this is greatly shocking
Really?
to me. Yeah, I thought it would be, but we're putting it bad.
Like, I'll be honest, there's worse maps than default Foundry version.
I don't know if there are many in my head, but you know we'll go through them. All right, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next map. Next map is Ghost
Hard.
Town. No, you had to use the alphabet, Mr. BHB.
Oh, okay.
Next map is Ghost Town, which is one of the DLC maps that came in. Was it the first DLC pack or the second one? I don't remember. But
Second.
I think it was
Legendary map pack.
second one.
there you go. All right, so whoever wants to go first on Ghost Town.
I guess
Yeah, I
I'll go
will.
first.
I'm gonna say it's an average map. I don't really have any great fun on it. It's just kind of like a really kind of vibe. Like, out of all the radar maps that you get a lot, this is not up or down there. It's not inherently flawed on the like on the surface level of things. So yeah, it's just average for me.
All right.
I'd give this map a heavy meh. I mean, it can be fun at times. It's nothing special. I'm not hoping I get it. Aesthetically, it's all right. Yeah, I'd definitely give it a meh.
I guess I'll go. So my experience playing Infected and all that, normally, this map is kind of garbage for that. Slayer and Free For All, I think honestly Free For All kind of works here because at least you have different places to work with to kind of like get the advantage on other people because they have their own little mini firefights and you can just kind of camp. Now there is a couple spots that are kind of bullshit in my opinion, if you know it well enough. But other than that, yeah, this map doesn't really have much going for it except the aesthetics. So my stance is more of a meh.
All right. So for me, Ghost Town is, it's kind of a mixed bag. I think at times it can be really awkward to play, but it's also kind of cool. Like the aesthetic is a lot different, and it like obviously it's an asymmetric map, and I think those are just obviously like nice to have. But some like the routes on this map are kind of awkward, and like the map geometry can be awkward, like with the broken rocks and like the little pipes sticking out and stuff. I feel like sometimes it's just kind of weird. But I think one thing that's kind of like, this is such like a small point, but I think one thing that's cool on this map is like obviously it's a smaller map with mongooses, which like isn't a big thing, but like using the mongoose at the start to get overshield is just like a cool touch for like a 4v4 map where they actually have a purpose, and they're not just like,
yeah.
Obviously, like if you're hopping on the mongoose in the middle of the game, like most likely you're memeing, but at the start it's like a legitimate starting strat to like hop on a mongoose and like go push overshield. Whereas like if you don't grab the mongoose, like the other team probably beats you to overshield or whatever. Or like if you're pushing from the team that doesn't spawn in this area, right, and you don't have the mongoose, like if you're playing against a good team, like a mongoose is coming, like you maybe like set a nade there or something, and it like you can get like a double kill or something if like two people are popping on the mongoose for some reason. But like I think it's pretty fun. I think it's a free-for-all map. It was decent enough. I think one thing that I remember like really vividly about this map too is the amount of machinimas that I saw on this fucking map back in like whatever year this map came out in. Like I feel like it was like the fucking most used map, and that's probably just an aesthetic thing, but like I don't know, for me I almost want to give it an A just because it's kind of unique. Like it plays a lot different, but it's not a good map, so I'm gonna give it an A just because I think I'm probably one of the only people that's gonna lean that direction anyways. But it's more of an A just for being unique in a kind of fun way. I don't necessarily think that the map design is necessarily amazing, but kind of like Blaze said, it kind of plays to the strengths of Halo 3's map pool, where like you get different experiences playing all these different maps, and I think that's just one of the reasons Halo 3 is such a great game. But all right, whoever wants to go next.
I can hop in and talk about it. First of all, I absolutely adore the look of this map. The aesthetic is probably my favorite in all of Halo 3. I just like this sort of gritty, rundown city type deal. Something that I feel plays to both the detriment and bonus of the map, depending on the game type, is that there's always a sort of, at least in my experience, hunting down atmosphere to finding other characters, which is not super common in the other maps. I feel like I'm always having to run to like chase or find somebody. It might just be because the map's a little bit too big. Also, I didn't know about the mongoose strat until now. I always thought the mongoose was kind of strange, especially considering I think there's only one of them, right? And it's only on one side of the map.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
two.
the one that... Is there two that spawn in there?
I don't know.
No, it spawns at the other spawn.
Yeah, I'd be honest, mongooses to me just feels like just tacked on just for that one strat, and that's about it. Kind of feels pointless.
It's always felt a little strange to me, but I have a real soft spot for this map. I think it's pretty fun on most of the game modes I've played. I'm going to go ahead and give it an A as well.
All right. Blaze or Shadow, whichever you wants to go.
I'll go. I'll give this a meh. I like it visually, but the visuals are a little bit too cluttery for gameplay. Very often I find myself getting caught on things or my nades bouncing in directions that I don't want them to. One side spawns with access to rockets and overshield and can get to sniper before the other team. The only one that's really contestable, unless you get lucky with the Mongoose run, is active camo. But you can nade yourself up to rockets and then just rocket the Mongoose guy, and then you have overshield while your other teammates grab camo and snipe that, which I don't think is very good either. But I think, honestly, if there were less cluttery details around for me to get snagged on, I'd like this map a lot more. And obviously, if the starting strats were a little bit more fair. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with meh overall.
I think that is fair. You don't have any closing words on it?
I probably just want to add a little bit more on my end. So, even though I wish I would give this an A initially, I still lean meh. And besides the aesthetics, I do appreciate that there's at least some decent interest in elevation to this map that are, not asymmetrical in a sense. But like I said, with the map design of how how some of the particles are and the textures are, that you kind of get caught on some things, and some things make you float and don't make sense, and it kind of can screw you in some situations. But that could just be me. But other than that, yeah, I'd still give it a meh.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So chat on this one actually leaned pretty heavily A. There was 9 A votes, 4 mehs, and 1 bad. So that's actually going to split us in the middle, 3 A's, 3 mehs. And you know the way rounding works, looks like Ghost Town is the 3rd A map of the night.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is why we get people hating us for blood gulch and shit.
I think it is. All right. So now moving on to the next map, the map that BHB thought was next in the alphabet, Guardian. Whoever wants to go first on Guardian.
Wait a minute. Go back to
What?
your map list thing.
Okay. Yes.
What? Hold on, what is that map? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from last? Oh, that's
1,
Amp.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's the only picture I could find of Amp with someone's thumbnail. That said Emerald, and I didn't want to fucking launch the game to take a screenshot. All right, leave me alone.
Okay.
All right, who wants to roll first on Guardian?
I want to start with Guardian because obviously Guardian is like one of the most iconic maps in Halo. I do really like this map, but you got to think about how flawed this map is in Team Slayer or Team Doubles. Whoever spawns Elbow gets access to Snipe Tower, Overshield, Sniper. You can easily get camo from there, and you get the one piece of equipment on this map, the Bubble Shield. So the spawns are terrible, very, very flawed, unbalanced, and the other spawn pretty much just gets a shotgun. So I hate that. And if you're playing, I think it's even worse in doubles. At least in 4v4, with 8 players on the map, it's a little more chaotic and easier to move around. But when you're playing 4v4, if you're playing against a competent team that spawns Elbow, it can be very hard to break that setup. And especially because usually people just camp the Overshield, wait till you push, and then they grab it, get the invulnerability. So I don't think this is a good map for 4v4 and 2v2. I don't. I think it's a good map for free-for-all, snipe, SWAT. I think it's a great map for 1v1s, and aesthetically, I think it looks awesome. But despite me saying that I don't think it's good for doubles and 4v4, Team Slayer, I'd still... I think I have to give it an S tier, just because of how iconic it is and how good it is for 1v1s.
All right, sure, I'll jump in.
Sorry, BHB, what ranking did you give it? Sorry.
I gave it an S. I gave it an
S. All right.
All right, I'll say. So obviously, I want to put this map S tier, but yeah, it has flaws, and it's really not fun to play on Radar Slayer, like, because in Slayer by its nature, like, you technically don't have to push when you're in the lead, and this map is very like one-sided in the way that you could just hold the snipe tower and have a setup where you just wait for them to try to challenge you, and that's very, very not fun to play against.
Yeah.
but I mostly played it in hardcore settings, so I liked it on oddball. It still has that same problem where you just hold a setup on the map with the ball, and it's kind of hard to break if you actually hold it good with snipe and whatever. But then yeah, it's oddball, it's okay, and then Slayer is, in social it's like so fun. So and it's fucking Guardian. So yeah, S tier, but it has flaws.
And also, it only has one BR on it. So if you're playing
Oh
ARs on
my
this
God.
map, which I did
If
back
you
in the
play
day a bunch,
yeah,
oh, it's
social
terrible.
queue in the original H3. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Dude,
Oh
this
my
map
God.
in the original queue, or like OG Halo 3, was one of my first experiences like learning that the battle rifle was good, because like someone had the battle rifle and they just kept fucking shitting on my
Yeah.
face as I ran at them with my assault rifle. Because like up to that point I had played like, I don't know, just up to that point I just never realized how strong the fucking BR was. And so
they
I was
sprinkle
just
around
living
it.
my
I was saying they sprinkle around a decent amount of dual weapons, so
yeah.
and the map's not that like, it's kind of close quarters in a lot of ways, so it's kind of balanced in that regard. But yeah, it was very annoying playing against a one guy with battle rifle.
Boy, where do I start with this? Playing so much competitive on this map. I feel like it's like a toss-up. Like I said, it's rather one side. It can be rather one-sided if you know the map through. But yeah, if you spawn on the side, you do have control over quite a few of the power weapons and the pickups. And if you're good with a BR, which most games put you in a BR loadout, it just becomes just a headshot honcho game. And there's a lot of times you just end up just camping on the ramps near the grav lifts or the mankins, and then particularly in the middle, it's just a suicide lane unless you have the balls to get to the other side in time. Even if you can go under, you got someone watching out the sniper most of the time. So, in my experience, I understand this map's classic, but my experience has never been that great. So I'm gonna give this meh.
All right. That's I mean, hey, it's your opinion. So yeah, for me, Guardian's just fucking, I don't know. It's so iconic. Like I feel like it's just like when you think of Halo 3 and you think of Halo 3 maps, like it's instantly one of the ones that comes to your mind. And you guys are definitely right. It has flaws, especially in fucking Radar Slayer, where like the hold on top level Radar Slayer in this is some of the most boring ass shit, where people just sit snipe tower, elbow, and like maybe you stick someone green and you just like sit there. Like they maybe sit on the tree because it's super easy to pop shots off and then hide if you need to, and you just like you just wait. Like either they push you or you just play the game out to time if you have the lead. But like Semper was saying, this map's just so fun to play on social or like free for all or even like Team Slayer. It's fun to play as long as it's not like in a super sweaty environment where like people are playing at like a top level. But obviously, like you pointed out, the starts on this map are pretty atrocious. Like if you spawn on the one side, you're kind of fucked, especially too.
And
like,
I always spawn on that fucking side, and without fail, never get elbow.
And I
I'm
gotta
just
add,
saying, try to avoid competitive the best you can. As most of my cases, I just end up getting, like you said, spawn camped, and I get the map control, and you just really cannot move anywhere without getting cross sniped.
I got two things to add. One is that this map has a broken spawn on S2, or like if you're not really sitting around S2 area, let's say you're S3 by yourself, someone will just spawn behind you.
yeah,
You won't even know.
Oh yeah, I've had.
is that
thank you. I
an
was gonna
MCC
say,
thing or did that happen in OGH3?
I don't remember.
Because it happens to me in MCC all the fucking
I've
time.
never seen that. I've never seen that
No,
OG.
it's happened a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know about OG, but
Yeah. In
the
MCC,
second
it happens way too often. But like, it's
Yeah,
like
I've seen it
it's
in
always
MCC.
like you're in that scenario where you're playing with a team and you're like, "Yo, fuck, we screwed the spawn up," and someone always like, as you say it, they fucking spawn behind you.
and it's such a game changer. Like
It is.
Like
but 343 is like,
competitive.
here's some skins.
Yeah, it's not just one or two kills. Like that is a big game changer
Yeah.
because now you control that tower.
Yeah, it totally flips things. But the second thing I want to add was that this is one of the maps in H3 where it's actually pretty fun to do H3 trick jumps, aside from another one that we haven't talked about yet. But like the golden jump that you can do, which is kind of hard to do now in MCC because of the frames.
Yeah.
I can't
And
ever
and
hit
a bunch
that in
of other
MCC.
nifty jumps you can do, which are kind of viable. Like they're not just for fun; they're like legit tricks you can do in game.
Have
But
you
yeah,
seen the one where you like squeeze yourself into the corner over here
Oh,
by
and then you
invis?
zoom
and
across the
yeah,
board.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one's really cool.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I just want to add that it's very fun to do that on this map. There's a lot.
yeah, for me, Guardian is just a fun map. Like I think it's very obviously we talked about it a little bit earlier, where it's like it's definitely derivative or like an evolution of Lockout. Like it's the same kind of style of asymmetric map, but with Halo 3's gameplay, I think it does obviously a hell of a lot better than Blackout. And it's so iconic in Halo 3. Like BHB talked about it. Like if you ever 1v1 someone in Halo 3, it was probably on fucking Guardian. Like
Yeah.
it's just, and which is funny because one person got the fucking like god spot. But like
And overshield sniper rifle ready to go.
but yeah, for me Guardian just has to be an S tier map. Like it's Guardian. Like obviously it has its flaws, but it's just such a fun map to play when it's not at a hyper competitive level. Or like the hardcore variant of Guardian for Team Slayer is fine in my opinion. It's mostly the vanilla like radar settings, but unlike Construct, which I think is bad at like most levels of play, like Guardian really only gets bad when people are like I don't want to say like when they're sweating, but like when people are going like full out on radar slayer is when Guardian gets bad. Whereas like Construct in vanilla settings, like everyone just sits on the top, even in social, you know what I mean? Whereas like if you play social Guardian, people just run around the map and it's fun. But yeah, so S for me, Blaze or Paint, whichever you wants to go next.
I can hop in next. Yeah, speaking exclusively in social games, really, I've never touched it in ranked or hardcore. This is it's the iconic Halo 3 map. It's a lot of fun. I've honestly never paid much attention to the spawns because when you're playing social, it seems to flip-flop all the time. So yeah, that easy S tier. It's the most iconic Halo 3 map in my opinion, and it's a ton of fun.
All right, Blaze, tell us why it's dog.
Well, random fact, this used to be a campaign level that was just like a massively scaled version of it.
Yeah, it was the map that you
fight
fought
on
the
it.
Guardian on, right, or whatever, before they cut that. Yeah.
But no, I would say you can't find a map like this in any other game, almost. Like, it's super iconic and super Halo feeling. Gameplay issues aside, with sweaty casual matches, I think that it's still awesome to play. The MLG variant absolutely makes everything better in my opinion, but doubles is fun, free for all is fun, multi-team, like you could play anything on here and have a good time, I think. So I'm gonna say S tier. Iconic, works in competitive, definitely fun for casual.
Yeah.
Iconic.
All right, so we got 5 S ranks. Chat gave it an and then Shadow gave it a meh. What's up?
Chat gave it a what?
Chat gave it an A. What did I say?
Oh,
He said
Oh no, they gave it an A. A. Okay. So let me average this out. I think it should end up as a S tier. Otherwise, when I post this, someone's gonna yell at me.
Yeah, this is how you get canceled on Twitter. It's just these bad takes.
All right, we're good. We're good. It does average out to an S tier map. So
oh my god.
otherwise, I would have had to end the stream.
You would have had to stay on Twitter for a while.
Rash's career is on the line with this.
Guardian destroys Twitch accounts.
All right, thanks for joining, Shadow.
Yeah, let's see it. Well, I'll be in the chat. So
All right, man.
yeah, thanks.
Yep. All right, moving on. Oh, you're talking about that map, Honor. I haven't really played that one. That was one of the comp maps in Halo 5, right? That got added later on. But okay. Moving on to the next map, we have another. Well, I guess I won't give my opinion yet, but we have Heretic, which is obviously a remake of Midship from Halo 2. So whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first.
Yeah, I'll hop on first just to say, I have spoken publicly about how I don't enjoy this map,
Oh,
but I can't say it's bad. I'm just terrible at it. People get on top of those little arch things in the middle, and they always surprise me, even though I know they should be there by now.
how dare you jump?
I feel like
Arrrash, put on mystical gaming right
Sorry,
now.
I put on
Yeah, you're
Campy.
wrong.
I thought we might want some high tier gameplay, but let me
this is gonna
get.
make me sad.
Let me
He's
get.
no longer
I know.
a Halo
Let me-
guy anymore.
I'll get mystical game. He's not a. I don't even know what he does. He's just gone. But here you go.
Yeah.
Mystical gaming, everyone. We're back
All right.
home.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Nice.
Finish your point.
100% thumbs ups on this video.
Ooh.
That's how you know it's quality.
That is yeah. It actually this is a recent video. This came out on June 5th.
Wait, June 5th? He's
Yeah.
still going? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Wait, June 5th of this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, what?
Yes.
Yeah, well, like 3 weeks ago.
This is a recent drop, guys.
This fucking guy.
New Mystical Gaming just dropped. Yeah, I kind of like the addition of the sticky grenades as the basic spawn. I don't know if that's a feature in many other maps. I just know it sticks out specifically in this one. It's definitely a unique time playing it, and I know it's absolutely iconic in a lot of people's eyes, so I think it's an easy S for me. I'm just terrible at it.
Fair enough. So yeah, for me, Heretic / Midship / fucking whatever game this one, whichever game we're talking about this map, and it's just like the comp map. It's just such a good map, and like, there's really not much to say about Heretic other than it's a remake of Midship, which is a fantastic map, and unlike Lockout and Blackout, I don't think Heretic plays worse necessarily than Midship by any means. I think it's still just an absolutely amazing map. It's like whenever you're playing, whether you're playing hardcore or you're playing Team Slayer or you're playing free for all or you're playing fucking just social 4v4, like when Heretic comes up, like you're happy about it. The only downside to Heretic, and it's not even a real downside, is that there's no like true power weapon other than the sword. But I also think that kind of makes it unique in a sense where like most maps have a snipe or a rocket launcher or or like a beam rifle or something if we're talking Snowbound. But like Heretic kind of forces you more into, obviously if you're playing Team BRs, but it forces you more into like a BR centric gameplay, and I think that more to Blaze's point earlier, like it gives you a different experience than playing even like another map that a lot of people like for that's like symmetrical is the Pit, right? But your experience on the Pit is 100% different than your experience on Heretic, because the Pit revolves around the power weapons and the power ups, which aren't on this map, so yeah, Heretic's a great map. S tier from me.
Yeah, I love Heretic. I actually might like it more than Midship from Halo 2. I don't know if that's just because I like Halo 3 more, or if I actually like the design of the map better.
Definitely plays
also-
better. Or definitely plays different in H3.
Yeah, it's purple. Gotta throw that in there. I don't like that you spawn with sticky grenades. I do not like that. I wish you spawned with frag grenades. I don't know. I don't understand why you spawn with sticky grenades. I never understood that. It's not the only purple map, so I still don't get that.
I always assumed it had to do with the fact that banking frag grenades would be way too easy on any of the
I feel like I've heard
remakes.
that before. I feel like I heard that.
I feel
but,
it's similar.
but like, is that really why though? Like,
I mean, I'm
I
just
don't
telling
know.
you why I would think, but
I know. I maybe, but yeah, definitely easy S tier for me. And the skybox is cool.
So
Sempra?
Smoke said his thing, or not Smoke's Blaze.
Oh, I want to say one thing. If you look
Blaze
at like
is
the
not bad.
front, if you look at the front of like red or blue base, like that, the window area, it's kind of shaped like the head of the Vex enemies from Destiny. I just wanted to say that for
Ooh,
anybody.
Destiny Easter
it's
egg.
Shocking.
Who's making the YouTube video? Blaze, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. I'm going to contrast you guys on this one a little bit. I think that the map with ARs and plasma starts just doesn't work. I like the aesthetic a lot. I love midship in Halo 2, but the sword doesn't work as good. The equipment on here, the AR, it just all turned me off really bad. Feels oddly more cramped, even though I'm pretty sure it's the same proportions.
I kind of agree with you on that statement.
You said the sword doesn't work really good, but I mean, didn't it work too good in Halo 2?
It worked too good in Halo 2, but this is Halo 3.
Yeah, I think it worked a little bit too good in Halo 2, but in this, I just don't feel like I ever want to go for the sword. Like, I'd rather just sit back and
A
chill.
lot of people don't go for it.
I feel like the sword is a
agree.
nice benefit when someone else gives their life to move it off the top mid, and then I can grab it.
And then you just keep it in your back pocket.
Yeah, and then you use it when you need it, but you're not necessarily like out there hunting for sword kills.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the platform in the top center does not move like a trampoline. So that's kind of disappointing. Not that it really affects my judgment on the map, but I have to go with meh, just because of the AR and equipment and plasma grenades.
Fair. All right, Sempra, close it out.
Yeah, I'll say, so right at the bat, S tier, this is definitely probably my favorite H3 map to play on, and I'm speaking mainly from competitive, because that's what 90% of my playtime on this is from. I love a map where it's just like battle rifles, just pure battle rifles, aside from the sword, but no one really grabs that, like we have said before. So for the most part, it's mostly battle rifles and that guy who grabs a Covenant carbine for some reason.
There's always one person.
Hello.
There's always one person trying to fucking carbine you.
Yeah. I actually like the plasma nades because what's incinerating is a thing in H3, and I love pulling that off on this map especially.
That is cool.
That's true.
And this map plays with the increased movement and competitive. It plays faster paced than H2 style, so I kind of like that. And yeah, probably up there for my favorite maps in H3 to play on. So S tier, fat S tier.
All right, fair enough. So chat also gave it an S, so easy S'er. It wasn't that, I don't know if that sounded weird, but it was actually much more of a solid S than Guardians was. So move it on to S. Magical said getting the sword is like role playing the movie Dodgeball. I like that. All right, we'll move on to the next map, High Ground. So I think this one this is also a map that has different opinions on it. So whoever wants to roll High Ground first.
I think High Ground is a fun map, fucking around in like social. Like there's a lot of fun to be had on this map. So I like it for that. But playing it competitively, if I'm trying to win and I get this map, I'm not happy. But overall, I don't think it's the worst. And I mean, you want to hold the high ground on this map, but at least you get the power weapons spawning down by beach, like you got snipe and you got rockets and camo as you're making your way up to the top of the map. So I do think it's kind of balanced in that way. I think I'd give this map I'd give it a meh.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I think that it's far too linear for most modes, and I do think casually it's okay, but a lot of the time you're just going to get stuck spawning at the bottom, and I don't think that's very fun. I think also it is much better in like 6v6 and 8v8, just because it provides an even more social experience. But because of the spawns, mostly I'm going to say meh.
I just wanted to say to Kuwati in chat, I mean, you're right. Holding the beach, sometimes people do that and it works, and that might be the better spot to hold. But the overwhelming majority of the time I play this map, people are holding up top. So that's why I said that.
Still not fun to play that way either, I don't think. Sitting down at the beach.
I feel like if you're playing this in comp or like ranked Team Slayer, you definitely hold the beach. You just hold the OS and the sniper spawn, and you occasionally push up to grab rockets and invis, or like even if you don't grab invis, like who cares? But like no, I definitely my ranked memories of high ground are definitely sitting back on the beach and sniping up, which is kind of like a different experience, I guess, because in most cases like you wouldn't think of the bottom of the map as the power position, which obviously like the top of the map is the power position, like map design wise, but like with the spawns, it's not, if that makes sense. But
well, if a team has the lead up top and they just hide, you literally have to push them. Like
if
there's
you
nothing
have,
you can do.
yeah,
You're more exposed on beach.
Yeah,
It's easier to pick off kills
it
looking down at
is.
beach.
No, for sure. Like if you can hold the top of the map with all the power weapons, and the only thing is though, like if they can sit around and camp long enough, like the power weapons do just respawn for them. So that's why you like, unless you're actively like hunting them on the beach, you know. But
Yeah, but there's only so many ways they can push up to get to you. Camo or bunker, really. That's or
Yeah.
they use the grav list.
yeah,
So you can really control it, even though they have the power weapons.
that's true for sure. I like you said, I don't think this is a fantastic ranked map. I mean, I don't enjoy this map when I'm playing Team Slayer. I think it got removed from the playlist, didn't it? Now, like I don't think you get high ground in ranked Team Slayer anymore. I could be wrong on that, but someone who plays more ranked Team Slayer than me can talk to that. I think they removed it.
When I played this map in one of those draft tourneys, we
They
tied
play it in
games
the draft tournament.
Tied it 2 games in a row. Then Clutchy played it in the draft tourney. I think he tied it 3 games in a row.
Yeah. Okay. Raccoon says it is in ranked. Yeah. So never mind. But yeah. So for ranked Team Slayer, it's like it's a meh or a bad map. But I think it's fun for everything else. Like it's a really fun free for all map. Any of the one-sided objective modes on this map are so much fucking fun. Like with the door, like how you can play around with the door where like, you know, like they have to push up and open it from your side of it. Like that's just a cool like feature to a map, and it adds more. Obviously it's like unbalanced gameplay, but like that's the point for one-sided objective where like they have to come in, like if you're playing assault or you're playing CTF, like they have to come in, they have to open the gate, you know, and then they still have to push in and get the objective or plant the bomb if you're playing that. Or like I always forget what the name of the playlist was, but like I remember when Halo 3 first came out, there was that playlist. I don't know if it was like Team Survival or I don't remember. Maybe it was the playlist with really, really long respawns where you basically had 1 life and you played like multiple rounds.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't know.
I remember playing this map on that, and I fucking loved it for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. So for me, high ground, if we're talking Team Slayer, I don't think it's a good map. But if you factor in like everything else, I think it's just a cool, unique Halo map. I don't think it's S tier per se, but I would definitely put it as an A tier map, just because outside of ranked Team Slayer, I think it's a fantastic map. So, whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, I'll hop in. I don't know. I just don't really have any positive memories on this map. It always tends to be a camp fest, even in free for all. But to be fair, most of the times I've played it in free for all, it's been the I forget the name of the game mode where there's one strong guy and he gets points while killing everyone else.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, that's the one. I seem to always get Juggernaut on this map. And
Jesus.
the guy just sits at the top of the base and just ruins everyone's weeks.
I wonder if they changed the game type name to Strong Guy.
Strong guy, yeah, exactly. Big man. And there's actually a really cool bit of the map at the back of the top base, which just never gets used, and I think that's a shame. I'm not gonna give it a bad. I'm gonna give it a meh. But
Something
I'm
to add to this map too is it is another 4v4 map that has vehicles, and unlike where you could argue Ghost Town, where like the only use for the mongoose is maybe trying to get OS off spawn, I feel like you can use the ghost on this map if you're playing around the power weapons properly.
Oh, absolutely.
So and I think that's cool. Like I think it just changes up like the gameplay a bit. Like as long as the other team doesn't have laser or rockets, like you can definitely get kills with the ghost.
Yeah.
So Sempra?
Uh-oh.
We've lost Sempra. He's gone.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So I have very fond memories of this map growing up, playing as a kid. For some reason, it was just queued a lot in social H3. It was like the map I got 80% of the time, or maybe I just remember playing this one a lot out of the others. I really like its uniqueness. I like the gate aspect to it, and like having to, if you're spawning on the beach side and having to come up and fight for that wall, I guess. But the map truly is like, it has quite a few noticeable flaws if you really get into it. I think you guys said a few already. So I want to give it an A, but I'm gonna give it an average. Yeah.
All
It's
right.
a solid average for me. It's not a bad map. I do still enjoy it. Like in a social, casual way, I really enjoy the map. But playing it in 2v2s, or I think they put in a few of the competitive playlists on MCC, and I absolutely hated playing in that. And it really brings out the flaws of it. So yeah.
All right. So Chad actually gave this one an S. So
Whoa.
Chad's votes were obviously S1, and then A was second. So Chad actually big fan of High Ground. So and I that doesn't really surprise me, because I feel like a lot of people really do love High Ground. So that puts us at 4 Mez, an A, and an S. And when you average all that out, you get High Ground barely squeaking its way into an A tier map, just barely.
Uh-oh.
So we will move on to the next map. We have Isolation. Whoever wants to go first.
Thumper's got it.
Isolation? Okay. Man. I feel like there's gonna be people in chat that give this map an A tier because it's a flood kind of. Is it the only flood map in H3 that has?
Unless you count
aesthetic?
cold storage.
Oh yeah, cold storage. I feel like there's some big Isolation fans out there, and it has Ghost Spawn on it, right? In social
Yeah.
casual.
It has them in Rain
yeah.
Team Slayer too.
Yeah, I have kind of mixed feelings on this map. I think I'm gonna let you guys go first because I'm
Okay,
still...
I'll go. This used to be like the map that I didn't want to get back in the day when I played Halo 3. This was like one of the most hated maps for me, Isolation. But it grew on me over time. I don't hate it nearly as much as I used to. It's very broken for objective, because you can just throw it through the window and have somebody stand bottom in and relay it to
CTF
the other
on this
base.
map is so stupid.
Very broken. Same with Assault. It's I don't hate it. I think it's fun for snipes and SWAT. It's not bad for Slayer. It's all right. I'm just gonna give it a meh.
So I don't know what. I don't enjoy playing Isolation for anything. Like you said, it's broken for objective modes, which that's like a cool like mechanical like evolution of the map to be able to chuck the shit through the window. Where I mean, that's more with the flag, right? Because the bomb will just kind of fly its way through. Or do you need someone to grab the bomb? It's been a while.
You need someone to stand bottom mid to grab it and relay it to the other base.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but with the flag, you have to have someone standing there to like grab it. Otherwise, it doesn't go through the window, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah. So I don't think this is a very good map. There's nothing when I'm playing H3.
Oh, sorry. One thing, and I hate the regens that they spawn at the bottom of the base, and it feels like everybody has a regen, especially when you play doubles. I hate that.
Dude, when you play doubles, every single person has a regen. Fucking like every time I shoot someone, they regen. It's dumb. But yeah, I don't know. I don't enjoy this map. I think it's weird. It's awkward. I've never liked this map. I'm gonna put it bad.
Have you ever looked at the sky? It's pretty.
There are many Halo 3 maps that have very pretty skyboxes. Unfortunately, my map ranking is, that's only 99%.
There's Sentinels up there. Does that
HB,
change your... Huh?
You look up a lot more than other people in this game.
Oh yeah, you gotta look up.
Is that like a lowered crosshair thing?
Maybe it is.
It does. That's the whole point, right? So it gives you more like vertical vision.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, us
That makes
centered
sense.
crosshair evolution or like players, we miss out on the sick skyboxes of isolation. Okay, do you want to go, Paint?
Yeah, sure. So I never get this map on Slayer. I only ever get it on like snipes or SWAT, some objective modes. And honestly, when I get it, I don't mind it at all. I really like the way it looks. It's one of my favorite maps on the dumb racing thing that gets cycled every so often, Rocket Race. I find it kind of fun on that, but at the same time, Rocket Race stopped being fun about 3 seasons ago. Overall, yeah, I don't really have many gripes with it. I'm gonna give it an A. Actually, I really enjoy it.
Let's go, baby.
I think honestly, isolation is just a map I've never known how to play properly, and that might play big into why I don't enjoy it.
It was an MLG.
Yeah, that's just weird. But Blaze,
All right, I've decided I want to give this map an
All
average.
right,
I don't
so
have
goes.
that much enthusiastic enjoyment from this map. I feel like the ghosts on this are kind of weird. I guess it's fun and casual because the map's kind of flat and not a lot of walls going on. So getting in 2v2s or snipes is annoying. I hate playing snipes on. Well, I'll get a hate for that because a lot of people love snipes on this map, but
I do love snipes on this map.
yeah, I personally don't. So I'm gonna give it an average.
all right, Blaze, close it out.
I'll give it a meh. It has a really great aesthetic. It's very unique, but the gameplay gets pretty repetitive. There's not really anywhere in the map that emphasizes like the Halo dance, and vehicles are pretty overly powered in 4v4, I think, and especially if it's in 2v2. I haven't played this in 2v2 in a really long time though. Yeah, just I'll give it a meh.
All right, so chat gave this one a bad, which gives us 2 bads, 3 mehs, and an A, which will put us at a nice meh map, right in the middle. All right, moving. I feel like with a lot of the middle area of Halo 3's maps, I feel like a lot of them, like some of us like them, but some of us don't. So they kind of just end up in the middle more. Or I felt like more so the middle maps in CE and 2, we were kind of more unified on why we thought it was a middle ground map, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I know at least with like my rankings of them, they're gonna differ pretty heavily from your guys because you guys know a lot more about the game and you've played a lot more of it. So I'm wondering if it's just like an experience thing. But I think in general we're gonna see more of like a bell curve type thing on Halo 3. Because while most of the maps are fine, I think there are some super strong ones and there's also some really dog shit ones. More so than pretty much any of the other games.
All right, we will move on to the next map, which is Last Resort. Whoever wants to go first.
Here, I'll go first. Or Blaze, did you wanna?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
First. For remakes, I think this is one of the ones that support the Sandbox the best. However, the changes that they made to it, adding the catwalk from the defender space to the Camp Froman, I think would have benefited the flow for every game mode if they would have moved it from the cave to Camp Froman instead. Basically, I think this map's pretty good overall. Aside from that, and spawn camping with the sniper over the attacker's side. While I have a blast doing that, I'm sure all of the people that are getting sniped off of their spawn are not having a blast. But overall, I think this is a very iconic map. I think it's probably more iconic in this game than it is in Halo 2. So I'm teetering between A and meh. I'll probably just give it an A because of it being iconic.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like Last Resort is like one of the BTB Halo 3 maps. I feel like my biggest flaw, there's a couple flaws with this map. One of them being the fact that you ever can play 4v4 on this is atrocious. And
Yep.
that's just fucking stupid. It's way too big, and it's a terrible 4v4 map. But as a BTB map, or back in H3, playing 5v5 on this wasn't terrible. But like purely as a BTB map, especially like this map shines in asymmetric objective game modes, dude. Like pushing the base in CTF in one flag or assault is just so fucking fun. Like some of the memories that I have, like trying to push in as time is expiring, or like trying to like pull the flag like toward the end of the game when it's getting hectic, is like so much fun. And like I even remember playing like when H3, or not when H3, but like in H3, how BTB was a ranked playlist. Like I remember playing ranked BTB and just playing this map with like random people at like 5 a.m, and everyone's just on chat, and you're playing like one flag CTF or some shit, and you're like trying to get everyone to push together for one last push. Like this map is just so much fun when it's doing things well. But obviously it can be a drag if you're getting shit on, especially like if you're playing some of those one-sided game modes and the defending team like traps you into the beach and they're just farming you for kills. Like we've all seen the montage clips where someone just gets a kill and they're standing up on top of the fucking arch or whatever that is, just sniping down at people. And like, so that's not super fun, but I think overall this is just an iconic BTB map, and when it's hitting well, it's so much fun. So for me, it's S tier.
Now that you mentioned the 4v4, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards meh, because I wasn't even thinking about 4v4, but now that I have, that's like inexcusable that it's even in there. But yeah, is that really a flaw of the map? It's more of a flaw of...
Yeah, that's my problem, is I struggle, because this isn't the only map that has 4v4 that's atrocious. So I struggle with how much I should actually like weigh that into my opinion on the map, because like that's not really a flaw of the map. It's a flaw of like Bungie and now 343, who think for some reason some of these maps should be 4v4 maps when they really should purely be BTB maps. But so I mean, obviously I'll let you guys kind of weigh that upon your own. For me, it's more of like a cliff note per se, especially on Last Resort, where I think it's such a great BTB map that it's not gonna change my opinion much, but maybe it might sway it a little bit more if I was closer to a lower tier.
I'll listen to other people's opinions before I change anything. I'll stick with it.
I can go. I think Last Resort is a phenomenal BTB map. I think I like it more than Zanzibar from Halo 2. I like the additions they made. It is phenomenal for the one-sided objective game modes. I think about every time I play this map, I hop on the Mongoose, take it up to the fusion coils on the catwalk, and
every fucking time I play with you, BHB.
Yeah, pretty much do it every single time. Yeah, a lot of fun on this map. The 4v getting this in 4v4 is the worst experience ever. In OG Halo 3, and you could get it in Social Slayer, it was 5v5, so only 2 extra players in the game, but that made it a little bit better, but it was still bad. 4v4 is even worse, and yeah, I don't. That is inexcusable that you would get this in 4v4, but it's a great BTB map, and I'm gonna give it a. I think I gotta give it an S tier because it's such a good BTB map.
All right. So some people in chat are mentioning the Warthogs. I feel like for a BTB map, this is one of the maps where the Warthogs are like least impactful. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think they're useful and objective if you're trying to carry the objective or like push, but
there's a lot of cover.
They're so easy to nade. There's the spike grenades, there's brute shots, there's Spartan laser. Like they're so easy to get rid of. But okay. Paint, you want to go?
Yep. So I absolutely adore this map on BTB. I've never, thankfully, run into it on 4v4. I just think it plays well on pretty much everything I've ever had it on. It's one of the few BTB maps I'm going to give an S tier to that doesn't have a Banshee. And I know it's unprecedented. No, I just love this. I loved it in Halo 2. I think it's even better here. Just a wonderful map. S tier all around.
All right, Sempra.
I'm gonna give this map an S tier. I think it's one of my favorite BTB maps in H3. I really like maps where I could get away with not touching a vehicle the entire game and just running around with my battle rifle. So this has to be up there for me in BTB in that regards. It's definitely big improvements from the H2 original variation of it. They made the map have more pathways and different venues to jump around, I guess. And I really like it for bomb and what else is on in there? Flag and what else? Isn't there like
Territories?
Yeah. Territories works okay. Not my favorite, but it does better than other territory maps.
Yeah, I think
So
it shines in one flag and assault. Honestly, assault might be the best, where you're pushing into the base and you have to plant the bomb and then hold it.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's so many fun moments, like making a last stand while the bomb's planted and you're trying to hold off like 2 or 3 people, or like getting the bomb down right as you die or something. But
for sure, yeah. So yeah, strong S tier for me.
All right, so that pretty much everyone gave it an S, including chat, other than Blaze. Blaze was leaning between A and meh, but regardless, with everyone else giving it an S, it'll end up as an S tier map anyways. He stepped away for a sec, so we'll give Last Resort its rightful S tier, and we will move on to the next map, our third S tier map of Halo 3. So far, I would say our S tier maps I predicted, but some of the A's and the mehs I thought would end up in different spots. I don't know about
okay,
you
as long
guys
as
so
we got the S tier maps where they belong, we don't get attacked later.
That's true. All right, so moving on next, we have another BTB map, and this one is Longshore, which I don't know. I feel like I don't know if this is like maybe Bungie talked about it, but I always hear people say that this is like a reimagining of Hang 'em High. And I don't know if I like actually see that when I play it.
They say that,
but like I've definitely heard more than one person say that Longshore is a reimagining of Hang 'em High.
Yeah, I don't know if Bungie said that, but yeah, I do hear that from people.
Yeah, if you look at the towers, you can tell a lot more.
Yeah, the towers. Well, especially the one side of it.
I feel like it's a stretch to say it's like Hang 'em High. I don't know.
Like, if you remove the entire middle section of the map, maybe, but that's a pretty sizable chunk to get rid of.
Yeah, I don't think it was intended to be a successor necessarily. I think it was just heavily inspired by it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, who wants to roll first on Longshore?
Yeah, I can go first. It's okay. It's not my favorite BTB map. I feel like it's kind of swingy. You get people taking I don't know the callouts for these, but the taller end of the tower, the one that's not at the shore. People get on top of that, and then in Slayer modes, it just seems to be kind of over from that point. It can also drag out a little bit. I feel like this is a problem very unique to me. But when I play with people in America, because I'm on EU internet, there's something about the tunnel at the end of the map that is just so fucking annoying. I peek my head out for half a second and I'm just dead because somebody picked up Overshield Sniper, ran towards me 3 seconds ago and I didn't see it until now. But other than that, it's kind of fine. I like that you can throw stuff into the ocean and float on it. That's pretty neat.
That is cool.
I'm gonna give it a meh.
Okay, I'll step up.
Sumper can go.
Sure. I was thinking of giving this map an average, but I thought about it, and the times I play this, we're like, the map flow I think they all go to, I don't know where you'd call it, but the centerpiece where it's just kind of like a large room, like where this guy's kind of going to right now.
Yeah.
Like the map flow just to this point all the time, and that's where everyone kind of just eventually finds their way to. You know what I mean? Or they're like standing across from it, chucking nades and trying to shoot into it. So I'm gonna give this. I feel like every time I play this though, it's been a solid experience. It's not like great, but it's not disappointing. So I'm actually gonna give it an A tier. I like the fact that the raptors, and you melee them in the water, they float like Payne said. Kind of nice little detail. But yeah, I really like the map more than what other people might say. So
I feel
It's
like Longshore for me, it similar to Last Resort. I think it shines in asymmetric objective modes, like in One Flag or do you play Assault on this? I don't know, but it shines in those modes. But I just don't find it very fun as a Slayer map. I think it's pretty boring. You kind of just like run into choke points repeatedly on both ends of the map, whether it's the tunnel or it's that middle room or it's even like the portion to the right. Like it's like it's not like a 3-lane map per se. I don't know, it kind of is, but like I feel like the Slayer games on this are pretty bland and repetitive, but it's an alright objective map. I don't think the map looks overly cool. I think it's a pretty forgettable map in terms of like aesthetics. Maybe I'm crazy for that, but like there's been times in my life where I legitimately forgot this map existed in Halo 3. Like post playing Halo 3 and MCC coming out, I forgot this was a map until I saw someone like make a video and they were talking about this map, and I was like, holy shit, that was a Halo 3 map. And part of that might be because it came out later in Halo 3's lifespan, so maybe I shouldn't play on it as much, but I don't know. For me it's a meh map for sure.
Guess I can go. I really enjoy this map. I do. I like the layout of the power weapons and the power ups. I mean, there's like 2 snipes, rockets, sword, shotgun, camo, overshield. So I think it's a fun map. This is actually one of the maps that I hope I get when I play BTB. I think it is good. Another really good map for things like assault or capture the flag. You can extend the bridge by pressing the button, run through that, jump down, grab the flag. I think it's a fun map, and I'm gonna give it an A.
let's go.
So someone, and this isn't necessarily pointed at you guys, but someone explained to me why I have to play 4v4 on Standoff and Valhalla and Last Resort, but not on this. Like I physically, like, my mind cannot comprehend it, because this is a map with like no vehicles, which is fine. It's like a different style of BTB, but it's a no vehicle map. It's smaller. Does it? Oh, you're right. I think it does. But like, you don't really use the vehicles.
Smaller?
It feels smaller to me than like fucking Last Resort or Valhalla. You can get across the map pretty quick.
Well, Valhalla probably shouldn't be 4v4.
It shouldn't be, but that's my point. Why the fuck are we playing 4v4 on those maps? But like, this map is only a
Because
BTB
Valhalla
map.
is iconic.
All right, well, fair enough. But anyways, that's not this map's fault. Or that was just a side tangent to why the fuck. Like, I want to know the decision making behind this. Okay, I want to know the decision making behind why I had to play fucking Valhalla ranked Team Slayer back as a kid in fucking 3v3s.
Oh wait, this was a
Yeah,
DLC map.
somebody
You know
always
back in the
plays.
day?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this was a DLC map. That's probably why you didn't get this.
No,
every other one.
Standoff is a DLC map.
Wait, which one was Standoff again?
Standoff is the one with the 2 bases where one's like slightly up on the hill, kind of. You have like the laser in the middle and the war. That one's like
That's the
super
DLC map?
Yeah, it was the first DLC.
Yeah,
I think.
first DLC.
Oh,
Heroic map. And I know right where that map is going.
Standoff is iconic.
When I play Forza on Valhalla, I just walk around on a scenic tour. Okay,
Bro,
all right, sorry.
I remember playing that in ranked back in the day and getting ARs on it. Oh my
Valhalla?
god. Yes.
Yeah, I will never, dude. I remember how Halo 3, if you were queued with 3, a lot of times it gave you 3v3s.
Uh-huh.
Fucking why? Why am I playing ranked 3v3 on Valhalla? That was the stupidest shit I ever played in my life. With an AR spawn too. So you're just fucking walking around, just chilling.
I did like the 3v3, but not on Valhalla. But
Yeah, no, the 3v3 was cool. I just, yeah, this is purely a rant on why I had to play big ass maps.
yeah.
Okay, so that was a tangent. Blaze, give us your opinion on Longshore.
I think a lot of the map isn't utilized, and the areas that aren't utilized could be a lot of fun to play in if you ever did play in them. But everything just goes to these chokeholds, and you're stuck fighting the same engagements over and over and over again. Because of that, I have to give it a meh.
All right, so chat on this one gave it a bad. So we got an A from BHB, an F from, sorry, god damn it, I did that again. An A from BHB, an F from oh my god. An A from BHB, an A from Sempra, and then Mez from Paint, me, and Blaze, and then chat gave it a bad. So let me do the math real quick. I think that means it's just a meh map, but I'm gonna verify real quick.
I always forget there's that area beneath the dock. If you're looking from the tower and it's on the right side, that's like a cool little part of the map that never gets used.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is just a meh map. So, all right, moving on next. We have Narrows. Who would like to lead off with their opinion on Narrows? BHB?
Well, narrows. This is a map that I don't know. Like I have mixed feelings about it. There are times where it can be frustrating playing on this map, but overall, I think it is a pretty iconic map. I think it works well in 4v4 vanilla settings, 4v4 hardcore. I think it's good for cap the flag. And even in doubles, I don't think it's too bad. Well, unless one of the teams get both snipes and like camp in their base, that can be pretty rough. I do like the layout of the map. It's symmetrical. The aesthetics are nice. I'm going to give this map a probably an S tier.
All right. Paint, you want to go?
Ping, go ahead if you want to.
Oh, I picked him.
I got it. I mean, I was picked. Yeah, I enjoy this. I always think of this as a snipes map. I know it's also super popular in Slayer. I just always seem to get it in snipes. I absolutely adore how fast it is to get to one side of the map from the other using the things, the little man cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Except I always seem to get killed midair, but that's fine. You know, at least I'm going fast.
Yeah.
I like that there's the two levels in the middle. It makes it not so much of a choke point, but still enough to where, you know, map control is an important factor. There's those little parts at the end of the maps where there's always one AFK guy. I enjoy those.
That's the MCC
honestly,
special.
Honestly, all around, I didn't think I would give this an S tier, but I think it is. I think it is an S tier.
And this map is home to the iconic icicle jump.
Yes.
It is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think Narrows is just a cool map because it's unique in the sense that it's a map based around like one main bridge and then man cannons that shoot you across the entire map. Whereas like, you know, most other maps have more like natural flows. This is like 2 leveled bridge per se, and then, you know, the man cannons. And I think that's just really cool because it's like different, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think the map is like fantastic for a team Slayer at times. Like I think it can get kind of boring, but like CTF on this map is a ton of fun.
Oh yeah.
But I remember playing like Team Objective on this back when I still was absolutely terrible at Halo 3, and like some of my CTF games as a kid were just so much fun. Like, but I don't know. I think it's a very memorable Halo 3 map. There's not many other maps that really do what Narrows does. Like, I think it's honestly surprising that we haven't seen like a straight up remake of Narrows. I know there's like the Reach Forge map that is like Narrows-esque, but it's not actually Narrows, whatever that one's called. But
Select.
Yeah, there you go, Select. But like, I feel like Narrows, it wouldn't have worked in Halo 5, obviously, because you could have just ground pounded off the fucking man cannon. But like, I'm surprised we haven't seen this in other Halos. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see if we saw this come back in Infinite with just like how loved it was by some people in Halo 3. And I think it's a cool map. I think it does things really uniquely. And for me, it's just one of those maps that like when you think of Halo 3 maps, like it's just one of the maps I think about. It's not necessarily like I said, it's not the best Slayer map by any means, but I think it's carried a lot by the fact that it's just a really fun CTF map. So for me, it's an S tier map, just because it plays a little bit different than like a lot of the other H3 more standardish maps.
I'm gonna say pretty obvious S tier. This map is not one of my favorite maps in the competitive pool. That's just a personal take, not that it's anything wrong with it. I just don't like how people play snipes on it. They just sit in the back or in attic, and
Yeah.
you just get sniped from like 200 miles away. But it's so good for CTF. It's got that balance of one snipe on each side and then rockets in the middle. So it's just fair contests for everything around. And you guys said most of what I was probably gonna say, so that.
All right, Blaze.
I'm gonna say S. I think it's very iconic. The aesthetic's great. As a trick jumper, there's plenty of tactical jumps all over the place. I think it plays every mode and every player count that's in matchmaking fairly well. I'd say it's
Especially
really
Rocket
strong.
Race. Uh-huh.
Also, I wanted to mention that Halo 4 had a remake of this in the works at some point. There's concept art on the internet of it being like industrial buildings. And I guess like skyline sort of aesthetic, maybe a little bit more industrial than that though. I thought that would have been really cool, but it wouldn't have worked very well with the armor abilities, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. It might not have played very well for like standard H4, but I think it would have been a fine like comp H4 map where people only had sprint. But yeah, you know how Semper, you were saying like sometimes it's kind of annoying to get sniped from attic. I think that's
Yeah.
almost like kind of cool. Like there's not many other Halo. Well, there are other Halo maps, but I think it's cool that there's like a vantage point where you can just like stick yourself up in and like literally look over the entire main like
Is that
route
though?
of the map. I mean, it's a strong point, but like you also know if they have sniper, there's like a good chance there's someone sitting up there.
Because
you
like
know?
on narrows, you either push top mid with your team, and then if you have snipers, it's really strong because you can hold the spawns from it.
Yeah.
If they have a sniper and you're pushing up through top mid, you just get crapped on. And then bottom mid is very like narrow, pun intended. If they have rocks, you're kind of screwed. And and if they have snipe, it's very easy for them because there's a lot of long sights in this map. The cover is very thin for the most part, so
Yeah, I
it
mean,
doesn't feel fair to play against someone just sitting back. And this goes for Slayer mostly because
yeah,
you
that's
get
what I was
away
gonna
with
say. I think that's more of a Slayer issue on this map because like you can just like grab snipe, play up an attic, or play on like the back. What's the back plat called or whatever the fuck that's called? Where you-
Stage.
yeah, the stage, because you can just snipe up top mid also from there. It's just less, but you're like even safer.
Yeah, and then cannoning across when there's snipers just
Yeah,
watching you is a nightmare.
You just usually die. But in CTF, it's like less of an issue because if someone's just like chilling up there, like
They're
they're
actually detrimental to their
they're
team in
yeah
that
they're
regard,
getting
yeah.
kills, but they're not really helping at all. Other than like, hey, I killed someone, they respawned. Like you have to push forward and like help your team. Otherwise, you just won't really.
Yeah, I do like that those attic positions.
I like the
it-
positions there.
I like
just
that
don't
they're there.
that people with
But
snipers sit there.
It is kind of risk reward because if you're all the way up there, I mean, like yeah, you have a good vantage point, but you're also really exposed. So and D-scope's a thing, so you just shoot the guy.
Oh, also,
Yeah.
I'd like to add, back when I was talking about Guardian, how it has a lot of cool H3 trick jumps. This is the other map that I was referring to that also has a lot of cool jumps.
For sure.
Like how you can
Yeah.
go from the lift to top mid,
Top
and
mid, yeah.
there's a few others that you can do that are pretty viable. But yeah, I like how
feel
H3
like-
has that, and it
I feel like
complements some
the
small maps.
yeah, I feel like the snipe issues on this map too is like, don't get me wrong, like the snipers were very strong in OG Halo 3, but I think that's even like more of an issue on this map, particularly in MCC, where people are
Yeah.
playing on like PC with like high frame rates and less input lag because it's easier when they're like far away to actually make sure you're hitting every headshot and you can hit it a lot quicker. Whereas like your average sniper on OG H3 like probably wasn't actually controlling the game from Attic, but now like just a regular player can sit backstage or up in Attic and just like fucking take control of the entire game with sniper. But like you had to be cracked to do that. I feel like in OG H3,
snipe was not as dominant as it is now. Not even close.
For sure. I will say too, something that was weird, like I believe now in MCC, right? It's overshield on both sides. It was weird in OG Halo 3 when one side got an overshield, one side got an invis, but that was just Bungie. Like,
remember the radar jammer that used to be on this map?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
That was
I kind of liked Rockets being top mid. I thought that was cool.
I don't mind when Rockets were top mid. But alrighty, move on. So chat also gave this one an S by pretty wide margin. Well, five S's, 4 A's, and 4 Mez. So not necessarily like a landslide, but they also gave it an S. So move Narrows to the next S tier map. There you go. We're up to 4 S tier H3 maps.
Let's go.
All right, next up, everyone's
Waterfall.
favorite map. Do you want to do Waterfall? All right, fuck it. We're going to do Waterfall next.
All right, let's
All
do
right,
Waterfall.
Who wants to rock Waterfall first?
Well, it has a waterfall. So
It does,
I give
it
it a couple
does.
points for that. I haven't played it a whole lot yet, but it's definitely it's a cool looking map. There's some ice on it. I like that. I know Semper likes snow, so
No, this is a ice map though. It's not a snow map.
there's no snow. Okay, never mind.
Ice.
No, yeah, aesthetically it's really cool. I've had fun on this, but I don't think it's anything too special the way it plays. I just think it really looks cool, but I'd give it a meh. I'd give it a meh. And I still drop frames on it, and that's kind of annoying. So
I'm gonna say, like BHP was trying to say, it's like it tries to deceive you into believing it's a snow map, but it's not. Okay, it's an ice map. It's an ice aesthetic map. Like you don't actually walk anywhere where there's snow. Yeah,
but it is snowing though. See the snow? See it's snowing.
That's it. Yeah, but there's
It's
no
not-
like snow to lay your feet on. You know what I'm saying? There's no nice.
True.
It
It's
hasn't
like-
been a game long enough for the
Like
snow to-
Snowbound, you can kick it around. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. And with that being said, I'm gonna call this map Dog Waterfall.
Oh,
Actually, dislike this map a lot. I know it was bugged when they're flying a bit. That was a flight, so I can't really harp it on for that. It is I can't think of anything good to say, to be honest. I think it's dog.
Yeah, so like the map is pretty. I see Philip saying it's one of the best Halo best looking Halo maps, and like in terms of pure like graphics, I agree, but in terms of the aesthetic, we don't need to get into the whole like 343 adding in like later art styles into H3 because that doesn't bother me, but like I don't really think the art style on this map is that amazing. It just kind of looks like a 343 map. It looks like a map straight out of Halo Online. I think the layout of the map is bad. It's like it's weirdly big and small at the same time. Everyone congregates on this stage over here, whatever the fuck you want to call this, because I don't know Waterfall callouts. But then there's also just like a lot of dead space on this map where I'm just walking around trying to find people. Sometimes you grab lift over and you just get shit on. Sometimes you grab lift over and you just like get free control of this area of the map. The grab lifts like are kind of fun, but I don't know. Oh yeah, there's not really much good to say about the actual layout of this map. I think it's pretty bad. So I'm leaning. I honestly think it's.
I'm changing my vote to bad. I'm changing
Alright.
it. I rated it too high just 'cause I thought it looked cool.
Don't get me wrong.
deceiving.
I'm very glad that 343 is adding more maps into Halo 3. I think that's very cool. I think Waterfall is a dog shit map. Like I'm not necessarily
Dog Waterfall.
pissed off that I get it. just because I haven't played it very much. But like, if I was to get this, and it's not in ranked, but if I was to get this in ranked Team Slayer and I was actively trying to grind ranked, I would just be pissed off. Like, this would just be atrocious. So the fact that right now, obviously, you only get it in social, like, helps it, because I don't care that much about my social games in MCC. But no, it's not a good map. So for me, it's dog. It is very pretty. It is very pretty though. It is a map that I look at and go like, it's a very cool, like, it's very cool that 343 got this running in Halo 3 with the huge caveat that well, first it ran like dog shit for multiple seasons, and I think it still runs like dog shit for some people, especially if you play on an older Xbox. So they got it to work in Halo 3, but like, did they? So for me, it's a dog map.
You guys all seem to be forgetting the biggest thing that this map provided to H3. You can break the forklift and send it on the man cannon.
That's true, you can.
Guys, wait, really? Well, there's a forklift?
I remember that.
Yeah, it's over in
the
the other side of the map that no one ever goes to unless you spawn over there.
I gotta see that shit.
My most positive memory of playing this map was when on Azrael's stream we broke the shit out of it. That was really good. But honestly, I always enjoy getting this map in Slayer or really any other game mode, because it's the only H3 map I've ever played where I'm usually the best one on it, because nobody else knows how to play this map. And I think that's because everyone else who's playing H3 has been playing it for like 60 years. They know every little detail of the game, but not this map. And now I feel like an equal, and it's good. That being said, it's not a very good mechanical map. I'm gonna give it a meh.
All right, Blaze, do you wanna close it out?
Yeah, I think the weapon distribution's really not good for the map's flow. It just pushes everything to that top center room and doesn't give you any reason to drop to lower floors or move around the map. The one side, the outside area, is definitely way better situation to be in, because you can go across the man cannon and not be seen until you're out the other side of the waterfall. You also don't have nades being able to be banked off the like interior walls. So if you're on that side, you have a strong advantage if you're playing things like CTF or neutral bomb. I think the map has potential, but I think it definitely needed some big changes to be great. Not to mention that it's pretty obvious that it needed sprint, or was tested with sprint originally.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But it's not terrible, but it's not great either. I'm gonna say meh.
All
I feel
right.
like all the maps have been just meh for me.
Hey, that's fair. So chat gave this one a fucking A. So
They're trolling.
Oh shit.
So BHB gave it a bad, Paint and Blaze gave it meh, and then me and Sepro gave it dog, with chat giving it an A. So let me see where this one ends up.
I think I'll get a low meh. Which, to be honest, like, even though I gave it a meh, that's too high.
I think it would have been nice if they opened up this floor here, right where the player is at the moment, and had it like a construct hole down to the very bottom. That way you were encouraged to move down if you dropped off that top part.
Yeah, that would help with flow.
Yeah, and the segmentation. I think you would actually be able to shoot people if they're down on the bottom, or throw nades up if you're down there.
Were we supposed to be going in alphabetical order? Is that what we were doing before Waterfall?
We were, but the new maps aren't on the alphabetical order, because I just
What about Amplified?
No, that's like at the end. The stuff that I added, like the alphabetical order, because I grabbed it off of like the Halopedia, is this is not Waterfall, whatever.
Oh,
but
you
yeah,
missed it.
the alphabetical order is like the default Halo 3 maps. All the stuff that I've added on after was toward the end. But Smoked, if you want to get on, I said you could have your 2 maps, but it's got to be this map and the next map, because like we're not doing the whole you hop in whenever you want. So if you want to do this map and the next map, you can.
This
But
guy's
Wait,
popping
'cause-
off.
gotta
Does
answer
Smoked have
quickly.
2 maps?
Yeah, because he did the 1 map, and then he sat there and didn't give an opinion on whatever second map, and then we kicked him.
Right. Okay.
I might have to get off here.
Yeah, that's fine, Blaze. If you gotta go to bed, man, it's getting late. No worries.
I do have all of my rankings written down. If you still want an extra one to consider, but
Yeah,
No
yeah. If
worries.
you wanna message him to me, I'll just bring him up.
all right. What is the one Sandbox variant that you have? By the way,
It
Right.
is Tundra and Vessel.
Oh.
So Tundra is
Yeah.
the 4v4 map, and then Vessel's the 2v2 map.
2v2. Yeah. How about this?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna send you a list and bail out then, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well, anyways, so I averaged it out. Got 2.33, which luckily keeps this one as a high bad tier map. So it didn't make its way to a meh, and I'm happy for that.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. All right, Smoked. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna refund your points. If you want to do your 2 other maps, you redeem your thing again, and it'll be the 2 maps that happen whenever you redeem it. All right. So if you find 2 maps you want to do in a row, redeem it. Otherwise, you can just have your points back. If anyone else wants to redeem the guest thing, you can. Why did this show up on my stream? Holy fuck. The fucking oh my god. The Twitch thing that had all the rewards got picked up. Anyways, but yeah, if anyone wants to do the guest thing, it's just 3 maps in a row. I understand like you guys want to do specific maps that you want to do, but you don't realize how much of an absolute headache that would be if I let every single person do that, because then I have to be like, oh, this person had 1 map, do you want to hop in for this map? Like, we got to keep things rolling a little bit. Like Halo 3's already taken like 2 hours, and we're 2.5 hours, and we're not even done. So that's just the way it is. But okay, we're gonna move on. Next map is Orbital. Whoever wants to do Orbital first.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I want to tell you that I sent you a message on Twitter with the rankings.
Perfect.
I also sent you an amplified picture since you had a CE custom map.
No.
or
The
custom
CE
edition
custom
format.
edition map is perfect at this point. All right, we can't change that now.
And also, I wanted to say thanks for having me. I had a fun time with you guys.
Yeah, no problem,
Yeah,
man. No, I
hell
really
yeah.
appreciated your perspective on maps. I think it's really cool to have someone that's like actually made maps at like a like not just like we made some random Forge maps. Like you've actually designed maps for video games. So I think it's super cool to get your perspectives on maps.
Tried to stay away from most of that side of things because I have a lot of opinions with that, but that would take years if I were to analyze every little aspect. But I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Later
Good
on.
having you, buddy.
Yep. Peace out, dude.
Later.
All right. So I'll just do Orbital first. Fuck this map. It's terrible. There's nothing good about Orbital other than the fact like
Calm down.
it looks okay. This map's like a fucking maze, man. What is the layout on this map? Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing redeemable about Orbital. This is Halo 3, like probably the worst map in Halo 3 for me. So Dogwater, 100%.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
agree with you. I'm gonna say dog water. I'm gonna get out of the way. PHP, you can. I know where you're going. I'm gonna let you finish.
No. I have a similar sentiment that I like with this map that I had with High Ground. I think it can be a really fun map playing social. I do not want to play ranked on this map. I hate that. I think One Flag's fun on this map, but how it's like a giant, like I guess U is just weird to me. So moving around this map is kind of awkward. I think there needs to be some like bridge connecting like the bottom somewhere like on the bottom area up to where this dude is right now. There needs to be like something needs to be opened up so it flows better.
Yeah, maybe they should open more like hallways that connected the other ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Instead of like you have to take these specific paths every
Right.
time. But yeah,
And you're
with
always
like
looping around the map.
with social and custom games, or social and like flag game modes, I think it's fun. But again, I don't take this map too serious. And aesthetically, I think it looks cool. And I'm gonna give it a bad. I gotta give it a bad.
All right. Paint.
This plays like a campaign map from Halo 4. It's terrible, dog water, but I will say my favorite part of it, those creepy little vents you can go into. I don't know if you guys have been in them, but there's some creepy little vents near where the mongooses spawn. That's pretty cool.
There are some creepy little vents.
Yeah, other than that, this map's dog shit.
Yeah. All right, so Blaze gave this one a bad. So let's see, chat's opinions are rolling in. I'm gonna give you guys like an extra 30 seconds here, and then I'm gonna end it, just so we don't have to sit through all 3 minutes of voting. Right now, chat's leaning toward bad. But
And it's fun when you spawn bottom and like somebody gets on the mongoose, you stand on it and you drive it over to rockets, and you can jump up 2 rockets.
oh yeah.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, it's definitely bad for me.
All
A
right.
lot of my memories of this map is from playing Recon Slayer and trying to grind for that 20.
Oh, dude.
And the memories of that is not fun, so.
All right, chat has this one as a bad map, which yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we got 3 dogs, 3 bads. Unfortunately, that fucking rounds it up into a bad map, and I'm very upset that this didn't get dog water.
Damn it!
We have some dog waters.
No, we don't yet.
I thought this one.
Or you think they're
What
coming?
was the surefire?
Oh, they're coming.
Wait,
They're
ice
coming?
or the waterfall didn't get dog water?
No, because fucking chat rated an A. Chat alone saved Waterfall from its
I think
deserved
that's why they
place.
voted A, because
I
they're
think
abusing your
so.
system.
Yeah.
No, I feel like
I
if
mean,
they were trolling, they would have done S.
they
Yeah, they really bumped it up there.
they only account for like 1/6. So it's the fact that not all of us gave it dog, you know? If we had all given it its rightful dog, then it would have died. But
I think the core
some
should
of us
overrule that and put it back to dog water.
All right, why don't we next map? Let's do another one of the new Halo 3 maps. Let's do Edge.
All
Oh,
right.
this one's easy.
No, yeah, this is easy. This is really easy. I want to start playing this fucking map, man. You can tell that it was made with sprint in mind. There's times where I'm walking around this motherfucker and like I need sprint. It's taking too long. I hate this fucking map. I've played it free for all a couple times recently, and it was in team game modes, hate it, and I don't like the flow. It's a giant circle. I think it's stupid. I mean, aesthetics cool. I mean, look at those sentinels right there. Wait a minute. Why are there there's not sentinels there? And when I played it, this is the flight. I guess they were there in the flight. Yeah, this is going dog water.
Oops. Pay no attention to the loud dropping sound. That was just my cellular device.
All right, I'm going to follow up with that. I'm going to give it a solid bad. It's not as dog water as Waterfall, but it is bad. And
Dude,
that's...
So for me, at least Waterfall like is fucking like somewhat unique. Edge is like, it's just a fucking map. Like, you could have told me that this was like a fucking like modded map for Halo Online, and I would have believed you. Like some person just made this. Like,
It's like someone with a mod toolkit was trying to learn how to make a map.
Yeah, like
That's what they got.
It like the skybox on one side is cool if you like look off the edge into the distance, but
The edge.
Shit. But yeah, I don't know. This map, it's too fucking big, dude. I'm just like walking around like looking for people to shoot. I hate this map. This map's dog.
I feel like it needs to be BTB. Like
I honestly think like both Waterfall and Edge could have been BTB maps. They'd both perfectly fit for like 5v5 or 6v6, but obviously MCC doesn't have that as a category. But they're just too big for 4v4 because they're built for sprint, and like I get it, we're reusing maps from Halo Online, and like I'm still glad that they got added, but they just don't work that well for Halo 3. Like this map, you put it in Halo 4, it's a better map. This is like sorry, what?
I was gonna say, and it has a sentinel beam on it, and that thing absolutely melts. Like, it's crazy.
Smoked is saying they shrunk the map. When the fuck did they shrink the map?
No shot.
But yeah, anyways, like Leaky is saying, it's just a circle with a line in the middle. It's bland. But yeah, anyways, so dog for me. Paint. You wanna rock it?
Okay, so first of all,
wait, did they shrink the map?
I don't know.
I'm looking at these hallways. They are shorter, but that's not how it is right now.
I'm purely talking
these
about
little-
the version in MCC. Smoked. I couldn't even remember the last time I played this in Halo Online.
Or
but
maybe I'm just.
It's
tripping.
still
Never
it's
mind.
still
I'm
too
sorry.
big for
I'm sorry.
for a Halo 3 map. Like
I might be tripping. Go ahead.
regardless of if it's slightly smaller than the Halo Online version. Okay, paint.
okay, first of all, the most polite way I can say this is fuck this map. I can't stand any aspect of it. My most treasured memory of it, just like with Waterfall, was breaking it on Ezreal's stream, and even then that wasn't nearly as fun. Just, oh my god. Way too big. I can't even put it into words. Fuck this
just
map, man.
actually just grossed out.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it. Just dog water.
All right, there we go. So Chad also gave this one a dog, luckily, because I was gonna be real sad. if this-
Doggerfall. Dog.
Dogger. All right,
That's
so
my favorite Elder Scrolls game.
Blaze shot me his ranking on Edge. He said bad, so we're gonna end up with 2 bads from Sempra and Blaze, and then the rest, everyone else was dog. Which puts this map as a nice dog water map. Our
good.
first dog water Halo 3 map. This is a great moment for everyone. And with that, we move on to the next map on the list, Rat's Nest. So I enjoy Rat's Nest. Now, Rat's Nest is not the I dog on Edge for being a circle with a line in the middle. I mean, Rat's Nest is like a rectangle with like an inner section, but which I guess
it's vehicles. It's like that's what it's for.
I think the coolest thing about Rat's Nest is like the outer edge of the map is like a racetrack kind of, you know, like you have like you're playing NASCAR, you know, you're just driving in a square using your Warthog, but then there's like the whole inner portion of the map where it's like a close quarters map. Like you walk through, you know, you use your BR, you can use like close range weapons. It's never been like an amazing map, but I always just thought it was unique and fun. Like I like Rat's Nest. Like there's never a time that I get Rat's Nest and I'm upset that I get it. Like if you're trying to walk along the outside, you're probably not having a good time unless you're just getting lucky, especially on the not open edge, like the side that doesn't overlook the cliff or whatever. If you're walking that long hallway, you're probably going to get shit on. But I like Rat's Nest. Rat's Nest for me is an A.
Wow, dude, I'm surprised you only gave an A. I'm giving this an S. This is Wart's Nest. This is like the map where it has an equal balance, where you could just run through straight to the middle with your bow rifle and avoid all the weird vehicle shit going on the side, and go straight to the objective or whatever's going on. Or you could just fucking grab one of the kajillion warhogs or mongooses there are and just freaking lap the whole map, the whole 15 minutes, whatever. Yeah, it's always fun to play this, and it works a lot in custom games and other crap. This is by far an S tier.
I'm watching Mystical Gaming just nade the fuck out of a Warthog right
Yeah, and
now.
a lot of funny moments have happened on this map too. Like,
Yeah, I was
very
gonna
memorable.
say that this map's a lot of fun. It's just crazy, chaotic chaos. A lot of it's always fun knocking vehicles off the ledge on the open side. I do really enjoy this map as a BTB map. I'd probably give it A. I don't think I'd give it S.
All
I
right.
see Smoke in chat giving it the idea that warthogs are unusable on this map. I don't know if there's a map in H3 where warthogs are more usable. This is an absolute S tier for me. I love being the guy that drives people around, gets them killed by doing reckless shit. But you see, when you like cause mass team death in this game, Nobody minds because it's Rat's Nest. You're having fun. It's good. It's good on flag modes. It's good on bomb modes. I don't get it too often on Slayer modes, but I wouldn't mind it there either. It's just, beautiful map.
Yeah.
That's clear.
All right, so Blaze sent me his rank on this one. He gave it an A. So let's see. Chat is leaning toward A right now, which probably won't be overtaken because it looks like a lot of people are voted. So that'll leave us with 4 A's and 2 S's. Or no. That'll leave us with 3 A's and 3 S's. So it'll actually, regardless of what chat gives it, it'll be like a weaker S tier map, but it's actually I'm actually a little surprised that Rat's Nest squeaked it to an S tier map. I didn't realize people liked it this much. Like I've always thought it was cool, but I don't know. I never like put it on that level, but that's where we're at.
I liked your
Get her
little
up there.
Rat's Nest squeaking. I like that. That's good.
What?
You said it squeaked it like a rat would.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I understand.
you
I
meant
see.
that.
I see. Yeah, that was on purpose. All right. So next up we have Sandbox. And remember, we're talking about the default ass sandbox. So like that middle layer where you spawn. I think there's a fucking chopper on it, a warthog.
Yeah. So pretty basic map, nothing too special. It can be really annoying if somebody takes the chopper out on the sand dunes and shoots from there, and you get stuck in your base. What? Oh my God! Look at Sandtrap. This is from 2014 MCC. I
Hell
remember
yeah.
this.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Why does it look so weird?
Yeah, that's how it was. It was broken.
Oh, okay. Looking good.
So yeah, it's really nothing too special, but I don't think it plays awful. And for that, I'm gonna give it a meh.
So for me, I think if you're playing Sandbox in social, it's fine. Or like as a BTB map. Do you get this in BTB? Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a BTB map, it's usually fine. My issues with Sandbox are fucking ranked Slayer on this, because if you're playing against like a good team, even with the warthog that spawns in the base, do you just get stuck? Like you just get fucking shit on repeatedly. Like I don't know.
You do have the power drain. You do have the missile pod.
You do. You have like some
So-
ways to fight back, but like I feel like sometimes even with that, even if you're able to like squeak a kill, like overall you still aren't able to do enough to like swing the game. Especially
Yeah.
So
I've been pinned in my. I played this in the draft tourney. We were stuck in the base like the whole game, just
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
So for me it's a bad map, but I could see it being a meh map, but for me what it comes down to is like I don't find it to be a fun ranked 4v4 map, but I also don't find it like overly enjoyable either as a social map. Like it's fine, it doesn't do anything bad, but it doesn't do like enough where I think it redeems it being a bad 4v4 map for me. So bad for me. Do you want to go, Sempra, or Paint?
So are we judging the default, like what we're looking at right here?
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to judge the look of it too, just like this.
Yes,
Oh
with
my
the fucked up textures.
Oh,
and
this
everything,
is
just
not. This video isn't like giving
Yeah.
it justice. There's like zero shadow details at all ever. It's like you put a lamp right over it, the whole map. I'm gonna just give an average, like what you guys are going off about. It's just
All
that's
right,
all I
Paint.
got.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an average as well. I think in terms of BTB maps, at least for like Slayer formats, I think this is kind of the baseline in which I judge the others. It's fine. It's nothing really special. It's very typical sort of arena shootery kind of format. I think it works, and that's kind of all I really have to say about it.
All right. So what tier did you give it?
That'll be a meh for me.
All right. So Blaze gave it a. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I just wanted to add one random thing that's going to sound really weird, and I'm sure nobody else feels the same way. But I actually like the skybox on this map, the sun setting out in the distance.
No,
I don't
it's
know
actually pretty cool.
what it is, but I like that skybox.
I prefer it on Sandtrap,
Okay.
because you can get higher up, and you can see it better. But yeah, no, I see what you mean.
All right, so Blaze gave this one a bad, so we're leading at 2 bads and 3 mez. We'll see what chat gives it because I forgot to open the poll right away. The unrelated, but you know the other variant that you get of this in 4v4 Slayer with the fucking overshield that's in the air and you have to grab lift to it? Fuck that map, dude.
I hate that. I hate that.
Fucking atrocious, dude. Oh my god.
You know that's a vanilla map because only vanilla Halo would do that.
No, we're not going to talk about the crypt smoke because we're purely rating this version of the map. The bottom portion's like just for Forge. There's a variant that we'll rank later on that's down there, but
were there any variant? Oh, was there vanilla maps for that part?
Tundra. Well, I don't know if Tundra is vanilla, but
it wasn't like the launch, but
we'll talk about Tundra because I think
those maps were, they were pretty prominent maps. You got them in a lot of things.
Yeah. All right. So chat gave it a meh. So it's gonna be 4 mehs, 2 bads, making it a meh map. No one mentioned the best part of the map: the Guardians dropping the light of God's wrath when you try to leave.
That was pretty immersive.
All right, moving on to the next map. Another sand-based map. We have Sandtrap. So I'll kind of go first. So my opinions of Sandtrap are kind of mixed. As a map that facilitated early Halo custom games, this map's fucking iconic. Like some of the early, like before Foundry and Sandbox came out, I feel like Sandtrap was one of the main like maps that I played custom games on, just because like it was so open and you could just put vehicles on it and it was just fun. Or there was like the fucking maps where you could go so high up before like it capped you off. So it was really fun, but like as a standard BTB map, it's not bad, but I don't necessarily think it's amazing either. But I almost feel like just for how like iconic Sandtrap is, it helps it a ton. So let me think about a little bit more what I want to give it. I'm leaning between S and A. I almost want to just give it an A because I don't think as like a BTB map that it's amazing, but I don't know. I could be swayed. So whoever wants to go next.
I can go. And my nostalgia might be weighing in a little here, but this was like the BTB map for Halo 3 back in the day. I used to love this map. I had so much fun on it. It's an easy S for me.
It
is.
Is there any more to say or?
No, that's it.
Okay, I was thinking about giving this map an S, but then it does have some flaws when I think about it. Or the one flaw I have to know is that it's very large to be just walking around like a headless chicken. Like unless you have a sniper or a laser or a vehicle, you're kind of just like wandering around till you get something right. The second thing I want to say is that the elephants should be a little bit faster. Like someone should have greased the tracks a little more. You know what I'm saying? I love drive. Like I wish more people would just be like me and be dedicated elephant drivers because it makes just things really fun. But
yeah, they should be a little faster. And yeah, I forgot to mention the elephants. That's
so
so unique.
I was leaning toward going A. And then I remembered how fun CTF is because the flags spawn on the elephants, and that's like an experience that you don't get in any other map. So I'm going.
Exactly.
That's very unique. That's very unique. Yeah.
But I would give it S tier for the elephant experiences. But like I said, the map is just it's a little too big and not enough vehicles to have the pacing of the gameplay to be just right. And the elephants are just a tiny little too slow. So it's just A tier. It's like just shy of S.
What if the sand was snow?
Easy S.
Dude, that's a fat ass.
Do you guys remember that one clip of that dude? They're playing CTF and like
true leaks.
He's like pulling it from one of the elephants and there's just like a bajillion things shooting at this dude. This is like an OG like Halo 3 file share clip. Oh my god, I don't remember how to describe it.
And
So
he was just surviving everything.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
everything's
I
just
remember.
barely missing him,
Choppers and shit missed him. Yeah, I remember that. Dude, that guy, like, he had no idea what he was doing. Like,
oh no, he was just running. He wasn't even juggling.
That wasn't.
He was,
yeah.
he was just holding the flag. But all right, Paint. What do you think? Oh, sorry, Semper. What, are you giving it an A or an S? Sorry.
A.
All right, Paint.
In ancient Celtic folklore, the Banshee is a powerful creature, one that comes back from the dead to haunt the living. And Sandtrap taught me that the only thing that can beat this mystical ghost-like being is a massive elephant. And therefore this map gets an S.
Okay, so Saints or Paint's S ranking has squeaked Sandtrap into an S tier map. So we got S from Paint, BHB, and me, and then Sempra and chat gave it an A, and then Blaze was also going to give it an A. So 3 and 3, and Sandtrap makes its way into the S tier.
If I didn't give it an S, I definitely would have after hearing Paint's explanation.
Yes, that's true. Paint's explanation alone, I think, should be why everyone ranks it as an S.
You should see the jank recreation of this map in Cartographer.
Is it good?
It's Sandtrap. It's just like 5 polygons. Like the hills are kind of sus.
All right, moving on. Next map, Snowbound. So, what version of Snowbound are we rating here? Are we rating the version where they Snowblind or whatever, or Boundless, where they take out the shield doors? Or are we ranking the OG ass Snowbound with the fucking shield doors?
I think the majority of the time we've played it, though, it's been without it.
It has been, but this map shipped with the stupidest fucking map layout, and those shield doors were the most atrocious thing I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, and that was the one where it was a laser in one base and I think a beam in the other.
Yeah.
Which was really unbalanced. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go with Boundless because it's been Boundless for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's been Boundless for many more years.
I think most
than it
of
was
those memories
Snowbound.
will be Boundless, so.
Yeah. I just remember playing Lone Wolves in early H3 with the shield doors.
Yeah, like
so
when we rated Narrows, you know, we did that with, thinking rockets are bottom mid, and we didn't, when we talked about Guardian, we didn't take into account the flare that was there at launch. So yeah, I'd say go with Boundless.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so for me, if we're talking Boundless, it's still a bad map, but it's not atrocious. It's just a bad map for me. But the shield doors made this map so campy and annoying and terrible to play. At least once those got removed, you could like nade push people and actually be able to kill someone. You didn't just get like shotgunned every time you tried to fucking do anything. But yeah, I still don't like the layout of the map. I think it's awkward. Like it's a weird map because you have like the 2 bases in this upper like outdoor portion of the map, but a lot of the gameplay is like in the cramped ass tunnels on the bottom. So I don't know. For me, it's just a bad map.
I'm gonna say this map made me sad every time I got it in OG Halo. Like I always got sad I got this over the pit or something. So I'm gonna say it's bad. I don't like this map.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. I hate playing doubles on this map, especially when it's oddball, and then they camp at the shield doors that have, the shield doors that are still there. And there's really nothing you can do, especially if they have a shotgun behind that shield door and you need to get in there. Like they're the oddball getting time. Like there's really nothing you can do. It is a pretty bad map. Aesthetically, it looks cool, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with bad.
All right, Paint.
I always seem to get this map on snipers, and the sweatiest people play this game on snipers.
I agree.
It's just absolute hell on this map.
This map, for some reason, particularly, yeah.
It's just horrible. Slayer, I've only had it a few times, and again, I think topside, it's way too open, and you get people who are like absolute lasers destroying everyone else. And then underneath there are still a few of those little shield doors, and that just makes it frustrating as all hell. So honestly, I'm gonna go probably dog water for this one.
Woohoo.
Let's go.
All right. Chat gave it a bad. So we ended up with 4 bads, a dog, and a meh. So Blaze was gonna give it a meh. So we ended up with just a bad map, which that's probably where Snowbound belongs. All right.
Yeah.
Next up we have Standoff.
Dog water.
So
Dog water.
as
This map used to be a mess for me, like for the majority of the time playing it, but recently I hate this map. Put it in dog water.
Yeah.
If the other team gets control of Laser and the Warhog, you're stuck in your base. You're literally stuck in your base and there's nothing you can do, and it is a terrible, terrible experience. I hate this map. I dog water it. Fucking get it out of here.
I follow the same logic where my memories of playing this map in OG Halo 3 would have been just like, it was an alright BTB map. Playing this map in MCC, and I don't know if it's MCC or it's just the fact that people have played it for so many years and they've just learned how to play it. This map is some of the most boring ass, dog shit ass gameplay. Even if you're fucking winning, it's boring. You just drive like
very boring.
If you're playing 4v4, you just control the warthogs and the laser. If you're playing BTB, it's just a bad map because it's a BTB map with like really awkward range engagements where like there's no snipers. A lot of the time you're BRing people, but you're BRing people way outside the optimal range of the BR in Halo 3 because the map is way too open and you can't actually like, other than like hiding behind these rocks, you can't actually get close enough to like BR someone effectively. So you're just constantly shooting outside the optimal range of the Halo 3 BR and just hoping that you can kill someone.
Yeah.
So I don't know if actually, fuck it. You know what? This map's dog shit.
I did overlook something. There's the dude on the satellite, and then there's the man on the moon on this map.
That does help it a lot.
So we'll give it a high dog water.
a high dog water.
Yeah.
Let's go. The fucking if I hadn't had to play this map in not only Recon Slayer but also Team Slayer, like I think my opinion would be different. But every time I get this fucking map when I was trying to grind ranked, I've never hated an experience more. even when we were winning, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Arrrash, even if you're playing this in BTB, think about all the times you've had it on like a flag game mode where it just goes to time every single time.
Yeah, it's so boring.
It's so bad.
It's so boring.
This map is just a shit, hellish version of Hobbiton, and I hate it. Dog water. God damn it. Ugh.
Uh-oh.
I messed up the poll. My bad, guys. I'm remaking it.
Oh, is that why it says
yeah,
S?
Yeah. That was my bad. I fixed it. Revote, please.
It's gonna stay. What the fuck?
All right, Paint. What were you giving it?
I'm giving it dog water. I don't know if there's ever been a less useful version of active camo than there is on this map. The vehicles just feel like... honestly, the way they're placed, it's like a 2.5 second drive to the enemy base if you're going straight on, but you're going to die if you do that. And if you go around the edges of the map, it's going to take you 45 minutes, and there's going to be a guy with a laser. So it's... there's nothing redeemable about this map.
No.
Oh, yeah. Smoked makes a good point, too. AR starts on this map.
Oh my jeez.
Like the fact that that even exists in my mind is that should just be something that you should block out. All right, so chat's memeing this one and S might win, and I think I'm just gonna ignore that honestly. Luckily it's tied right now. Memeing. But Semper, what are you giving this map?
Oh, he went AFK, but he put it in chat. He's putting dog water.
Perfect. All right, we're giving this map dog because Blaze also gave it dog. He also gave it dog. So
my rankings have aligned with his for the last several we did.
There you go. All right, our second dog map. Oddly enough, I have worse memories playing Standoff than Edge, but Edge is just like so bland and boring, and it just I don't know. Leviticus says, "Y'all drunk? This map is good. It actually feels like a battle." See, here's the problem. I'm not trying to play real world, like real war simulator when I play Halo. Like, I don't want my life to feel meaningless every time I spawn. And that's how I feel when I play Standoff. I'm just like, you're just like the grunt that just throws BR shots at someone in hopes that you can get something if your team is losing. All right, we will now move on to the next map. But hey, being serious, if you enjoy Standoff, then I mean, that's totally fine. Jenga on Standoff is pretty iconic, but you know, that is what it is. All right, next up, the pit. Who would like to rock the pit?
Thank you, Arrrash.
All right, I'll open up the pit. So the pit is just a fucking great Halo 3 map. My only problems with the pit are kind of similar to Guardian, but not, well, they're different. My only issues with the pit are high competitive Team Slayer, where there's no incentive to ever push unless other than pushing for power weapons. Like, but that's just a Slayer problem, not necessarily a problem with the pit. I think the pit plays really, really fun for CTF. It's awesome for free for all. It's a great social map. So, and it's just a fucking iconic Halo 3 map. So for me, it's S.
Yeah, I think the pit is a great symmetrical map. I think it's good for just regular Team Slayer game modes. It's good for objective. It's good for competitive. I do not like playing doubles on this map at all.
Yeah, doubles isn't great.
Yeah, that's just weird. And yeah, there can be, you can be in situations where it's like a standoff.
Yeah.
Because you have the lead, you have the power weapon, so you just sit on your side. But I don't think that's the end of the world. There's multiple different routes you can take to push to the other side. You can go through sword bridge, runway, long haul, green. You have different routes over there. It's not like you have to funnel through one way that the enemy team can watch. But yeah, I think this is a iconic map, and I give it an S.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I've never played it competitive, but as a social game, every time I play this map, it's different. There's always guys up in the towers sniping, but other than that, it's kind of a crazy free-for-all, which I appreciate because a lot of the maps can feel kind of sterile over time. I feel like there's just a lot to do on this map, which is always fun. I feel like in free-for-all as well, especially in games like, Fiesta and stuff like that, it's just a wild and wacky time. Really good all around. I'm going to give this... I don't know whether to give it an A or an S. I feel disingenuous giving it an S, seeing as I don't know anything about its competitive side. What do you guys think?
I mean, it is one of the maps that's used in the competitive pool, so like
It's a good competitive map.
for hardcore, yeah.
You play Slayer, you play Flag.
Yeah, Flag's amazing on it. The only issues competitively are more of an issue with just Team Slayer as a game mode, but
Okay, fair.
and I think the
Okay, then
map
I'll give it-
kind of like what's the word? Like it shows the flaws of Team Slayer a little bit more because you can just kind of chill on your side of the map. But BHB kind of, like it's not like you have to run through one choke point to push. Like you can push through long haul, you can push through rockets, you can push under the tunnel, you can just push through the mid part, you can push through sword. So you can like split a push pretty easily on this map. But
Okay, in that case, I'm going to give it an S tier.
yeah, like if I was purely ranking like, hey, let's rank Team Slayer competitive on this map, like maybe it's an A, but like everything else on this map is an S for me, so it's like it's an easy S. We're ranking the pit, Sempra.
It's weird to think that you could you used to be able to spawn up in that attic area above all of the bases.
God.
Yeah.
That's
That
weird.
was banned in competitive. Like,
Yeah.
people would try to get up there when
Yeah,
they
and
removed spawns.
Now they did away with it and everything.
Yeah. So has everyone gone?
Yes, it's just you.
What everyone say?
Everyone has given it an S.
What? Damn, dude.
Uh-oh.
Listen up. This map is not an S tier. This is an A tier. Nowhere near. This is like a low A tier. I'll tell you why. This map is not balanced at all. If you play this map in Slayer, it is so not fun. You 4v4 Team Slayer this or hardcore, I don't care what it is. you like the way how Sword is. It's so congested in the middle. Like playing mid is so awful. I could rant for this for so long, but in a nutshell, this is not a fun map to play. It's CTF, maybe, but in Slayer definitely
Really?
not. You just. I'm not gonna rant for too long, but this is an A tier, not an S tier.
All right.
Damn, Sempre went to piss out all of his chill.
Yeah, jeez. Chat's not happy with you. All right. Chat gave it an S. Blaze also gave it an S. So Sempra's lone A vote has not accomplished anything.
Someone in chat clearly didn't like my opinion on being unbalanced. I don't think you've played the map enough or sweated it. So.
No, before you were here, we talked about how like the one flaw to the pit is probably Team Slayer, but like ranked Team Slayer, I should say. I feel like social Team Slayer, it's a fucking blast. Like, but CTF is really fun on it. King of the Hill can be fun. Capture the Flag is, I just said that. Free for All is fun. Like, I don't know.
And I know I'm not alone on my opinion because there are pros that say that Pit is their least favorite map in the map pool.
Oh, I've definitely heard that as a pro comp like Team Slayer map. But I feel like as a CTF map, it's usually pretty liked. But all
exactly,
right.
It's just a stalemate. It's not fun.
Let's move on to the next. Oh, so yeah, everyone but Semper gave it an S, so it's an S tier. Did I move it? Yeah, I did. Okay, moving on to the next map, Valhalla. So I feel like this one could get a little iffy. BHB, would you like to go first? I know you've got some opinions on Valhalla.
Yeah, I think Valhalla is a fun map. I definitely think it is way better than Blood Gulch. I like it a lot more than Blood Gulch. I think the man cannons are cool. It's fun to play. It's fun to play Flag and Assault on this, driving the bomb and Flag back and forth. That is pretty fun. Oh, look, the Banshee battles that you're seeing right there. That's always epic. That's really great. Yeah, it's great for BTB. For the fact that you get 4v4 on this and OG, and I think even now you can, is pathetic. There's no excuse for that. But as a BTB map, I think it's a good one, and I'm gonna put it A tier.
So I'll agree. Valhalla is leaps and bounds better than Blood Gulch in terms of map layout. I think as a BTB map, it is generally fun, although games can really fucking drag on Valhalla if your team is getting shit on. Like, yes, you have the Banshee and the Snipe that spawn in the base, but like, if a team has most of the map controlled, other than when you like occasionally can get, and like the Banshee's almost useless if they have map control because they have so many ways to kill it. Or like, so you can kill some people with the Snipe, but like, I feel like the Pit, some of the BTB matches I've played on sorry, not the Pit, Jesus, I'm tired. Some of the BTB matches that I play on Valhalla, like especially in MCC, like aren't actually that fun. And they like, whereas in the past I would have remembered Valhalla as like one of the best maps in Halo 3. The more I've played it recently, like it has hurt my opinion of Valhalla. Obviously you've touched on it. It's a terrible 4v4 map. Luckily I think you can maybe still get it in the 4v4 queue, but I think it's pretty low weighted, and you definitely don't get it in ranked anymore, I don't think. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like an iconic Halo 3 map in terms of BTB, but it's just not, it's not an S tier map for me. For objective, it can be pretty fun, but I think like BTB Slayer can drag at times. So for me, it's A. Paint, would you like to go?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be a bit more harsh on this map than others.
What? There's 2 Banshees. You love the Banshees.
Jesus, this
Double
is
the Banshee
ridiculous.
gameplay.
I do love the
That's a
Banshees,
Banshee
and
on
I love it
Banshee
when
action.
I love it when the Banshees fight each other. But honestly, when they're not up, it feels like nothing's happening.
When
If
they're
people
not
have
up, they're
top mid
down.
with the laser, it's just it's just a drag, man. Especially on objective game modes, I feel like capture the flag goes on forever. In this, I don't think I've ever had a game not go to time.
I agree.
I feel like despite being so large, everything gets very concentrated in specific points at different like points in the game. Like you will always have the phase where there's one team camping on the Pelican. You will always have the phase where people are camping the laser spawn. Occasionally they'll go over to where the teleporter is on the like wall side.
That's only there in heavies. But yes.
Was that only there in heavies?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm like my innards smoked out right now.
Oh.
But yeah, I feel like while it is better than Blood Gulch, it's just it's not very eventful. It's not the best Halo 3 has to offer. I'm gonna give it a meh.
Fair enough.
Damn, boy. All right, I'm gonna say
There's snow, Sempra. There's snow.
there is some snow. There is indeed some snow, but it's kind of like neglected, and that's kind of sad. Like, why would you neglect the snow like that? You know what I mean? Like, what's
Yeah,
up
that's
going on
true.
there?
That's true. They just shoved it in a corner.
Exactly, kind of like fan service. They here, like some snow. But I'm gonna give this map an A. I was like thinking about some of the flaws and shit I had about it while you guys were talking, and the only thing I can think of is how sitting on the hill with like laser and snipe is super annoying if you're on the other side of that. And two, which is kind of nitpicky, is when at the start of the game everyone just like bum rushes for the snipe, and then
Yeah.
people I betrayed just so I could have the snipe on this map. And yeah, it's a good A, not a perfect map, just an A.
All right, chat agrees. Chat gave it an A. And then Blaze actually gave it a bad, but with chat's A,
Ooh.
it'll barely squeak itself into I keep saying that, but it barely makes it into the A category. It almost fell to a meh map, but I think to be fair, I think that's kind of where it deserves, because I think it's better than Blood Gulch, and like we ranked Blood Gulch meh. So to me, Valhalla makes sense to be one tier up of Blood Gulch, but yeah. All right, so that concludes the standard H3 maps. So I don't know if we want to blast through the rest of these a little bit more, unless you guys have big opinions on them. But like, let's blast through these real quick. Okay. Do you guys know Diamondback?
The fuck?
Diamondback
Yeah,
is the Halo Online
Avalanche.
version of Avalanche. It's
Oh, yeah.
Avalanche.
What's the difference? It's just
It's
a summer
Avalanche
version, right?
it's Avalanche in a
It's
desert.
aesthetics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I definitely prefer the snow version. So
yeah. So
I mean-
I would put this as a meh map, just because
yeah, it's got to go below.
it's the
yeah.
same layout, but it looks less pretty, so it has to be worse.
Are we
So-
rating it based on aesthetic then? Because like we already rated the actual Avalanche.
Yeah, but it's worse than the actual Avalanche because it looks worse. It's the same map.
Yeah, so it just
Hmm,
goes one below.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my logic here.
Aesthetic puts it down a whole tier. Got it.
I mean, all right, we can do. So I'm gonna give it a meh. What do you want to give it, Sempra?
I'm gonna give. Where did we put? Yeah, I'll give it average
Avalanche is
again.
an A.
Yeah,
I overtalked you. What do you're giving it an A?
I'll give it a. I don't really. I'm not picky, so but because the original is snow, like why would you need to change that? So it's this one we get average.
Okay, we did all that just to give exactly what I was saying.
Well, I'm just confused why we even have it on the list. It's just like
I don't know. It's just one of the fucking Halo
it's like
Online maps. I
deciding
just
what
included
shoes you want
it.
to wear. Like what?
Paint, do you have any
All right.
overwhelming opinions on this map?
I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna
right.
completely abstain.
All right. It's literally Avalanche, but it's sandy, and
Dude, dog water.
Smoke says it has slightly different geometry. I don't remember that, but I also like.
Slightly different. It's not like 1-to-1, but yeah, it's basically Avalanche. It's
All right, so nice meh map. Chat is leaning, but they're actually split between dog and meh. Oh, it's going dog, but we all gave it a meh. So
so
okay.
Okay.
Dog water for not even trying to be unique. I don't mind reskinned maps, to be fair. Okay. And to be fair, Avalanche wasn't in Halo Online, so it's not like they had both. Okay. Reactor. Do you guys know Reactor?
Yes. I think Reactor has a cool like inside section, but I think that I mean it's meant to be a big BTB map, but I just
Yeah.
think there's the outside is too big, I think, and like there's little like buildings you can go in out there, so like the combat in that is it just feels awkward. I've never really had a good time playing it, but I just like the way the inside looks. I think that's pretty unique. If it was like just the inside aesthetic and like a smaller map, I think could be pretty cool. But I have to give this map a bad.
Yeah. For me, honestly, it's ideal. The inside, like the reactor part, looks cool, but yeah, the rest of the map is pretty bland. What's funny is I'm gonna give it a bad, but I'm also gonna give it a bad with the caveat that I wouldn't mind seeing this make its way to MCC.
Yeah.
But all right, Paint. Have you ever played this one?
Nope, but I do love the way it looks.
All right. Well, Paint will abstain. Semper, did you ever play this one, El Dorito?
No, but it reminds me of Powerhouse from Reach, just the inside of this thing.
A little bit. All right. So me and BHP gave it bads. Let me see if Blaze even rated this one. I don't think he did. Yeah, he didn't. Okay, so we'll see what chat gives it. If you guys want to vote real quick. All right, Chat gave it 1 meh vote and never mind. It's a 3-way split. All right, so we're gonna give it. Chat gave an A and a meh and a doggy. So we're gonna cut that in the middle. Chat gave it a meh. And let me do the math real quick. I think it still just ends up as a bad map, but maybe not since only 3 people voted. All right, still ends up as a bad map, which I think is a perfect place for Reactor. Okay. All right. Next up, Icebox. I fucking love Icebox. I wish this would make its way into MCC. Turf is a great map. Yeah. The only reason I'm not going to give this an S is because the fact that it's not actually in the game. I feel like it would be weird to give an S to a map that only exists in a canceled free-to-play game. So for me, Icebox is an A. But I would love to see Icebox make its way into MCC. To be honest, I cannot believe that we got Edge and Waterfall before we got this map. I'll never understand that.
Right. Right. It's so weird.
Like what?
It is literally remade Turf, Leaky. I mean, the aesthetic is obviously different, but it's the same map.
Yeah, I've always liked Turf, and I think this map looks so freaking cool. I've spent a good amount of time just walking around this map because of the aesthetic, and I think I'd give it an A. It's a good map.
All right,
I'm giving an A as well. And yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Paint, I'm assuming you haven't played this one.
I feel like Viper and Sage are a little bit too strong on this one.
All right.
Yeah, no, I have not played it.
All right, we'll see what chat gives it, but we gave it 3 A's. So yeah, no, I wonder. Well, I wonder if we're going to get more Halo Online maps, but if we do, I wonder if we get the Reactor in Icebox, or if they keep bringing weird maps that we never saw before, like Waterfall. Okay, chat gave Icebox an A, so that easily puts Icebox into the A category, making it the by far best Halo Online map. Which I guess a Diamondback isn't that far behind, but it only kind of counts as a map. Okay, next up we have 4 Forge variants, and then we'll close it out. So first we'll do maybe the 2 MLG variants. So we'll do Onslaught first. Hopefully you guys carry these more than I would. Hopefully you have more opinions on this.
I can go first on this. I think Onslaught is A. I love playing this map so much. I feel like it's kind of on midship level in terms of how much you play this in 8s lobbies and competitive, because it's just so good. And this is only played for flag, but it's such a good flag map. And like the only thing I'm keeping it from S tier is I want to say the spawns, because the map is very snowbally. Like if you have one team that's completely set up top mid and holding you left and right, it is so hard to break through.
Yeah, you're saying everything I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that's the only thing that's keeping me from putting this S tier. But other than that, it's just such an enjoyable map to play. I like how there's some neat little jumps you can do. They're kind of hard, but the map has a good just good competitive integrity to it, aside from the spawning, which keeps it from S.
Yeah, I think Onslaught's a great competitive map. I mean, it does exactly what you want a competitive map to do, which is be balanced and be like enjoyable to play on. My biggest issues with Onslaught is it's boring as fuck to look at. Which like it's a Forge map in Halo 3. There's not much it can do. So it's like an A map for me just based on like layout alone. But I can't rate the Halo 3 Forge maps as like an S tier map. Even like they're just like look at it. I think ironically these maps have hurt. I don't think like actual comp players will agree with me, but I think this map and AMP and Halo Reach as a whole has like hurt modern competitive Halo, because I don't think casual players want to watch this shit. Like they're amazing maps and they're really competitively balanced and they're great to play on, but like if you were a new fan just cruising through Twitch, like tell me you want to fucking watch this.
Well, if you're into the competitive.
No, I'm more purely
The
talking about like the what's
Just
the
the
word?
game?
No. Like the casual viewers on Twitch that are just like scrolling through Twitch and just watch like esports.
They look at this like, damn, bro, this looked kind of like intense. Oh my god.
They look at this and they go like, holy shit, this.
Yeah, the map is
this
very
map forgot color.
very close. You can look straight across and see someone in medium range almost.
I mean, you know, Halo 3's Forge pieces, like they looked better than Halo Reach and Halo 4.
Yeah.
I mean, Halo 4
At
was
least
just
it
all
wasn't
gray.
some
and-
blank gray block slate thingy.
They do look
Yeah.
better than Reaches. Fucking Reach is just one color. It's just gray.
4 was just tan. Like that wasn't that great either.
Yeah, but anyways, my point was like it's a good map. I can't give it S when it's a Forge based map from like the older Forges. Like it, I don't
Look
like.
at those sun rays shining in through the
Yeah,
roof. That looks cool.
You
That looks
can
nice.
tell, like, you know, you can tell there's some idea of what that forged object's supposed to be. Like, that's a box. That's a thing.
The dumpster
A
is
shipment from
is
Call of
a
Duty Modern
dumpster.
Warfare.
At Reach, it's like, oh, that's a gray piece, 2x2, got it.
All right, Paint. Are you rating Onslaught or nah?
I couldn't tell you why, but I have played this map multiple times and I have enjoyed it every single time. It's been a very balanced experience for me. I don't know if I've been playing them in comp. I have played comp a few times. I don't know if this was it though.
The only
But,
place that you will currently get these in MCC is playing hardcore.
I think I've only ever played it with you then, doing like challenges.
Maybe, yeah. I might have forced you to play it with me.
So yeah, I'll give this one an A tier because I've enjoyed it every time. But you know, if it comes down to my vote mattering, then abstain.
Everyone else gave it an A, including chat. So unless I don't think your vote matters, anyways.
Nice. Good, it's like real democracy.
All right, get. Oh, I almost put it as an S tier map. I mean, I would love to maybe. Well, who knows with Infinite's mechanics, but I would think it would be cool to see like a like a proper remake of Onslaught's layout, like turned into an actual map. Like I think that would be cool. But
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, a developer-made map that's based
Yeah.
off of a Forge map. Yeah.
all right, next up we have Amplified, which is the hardcore map that. As long as I remember, it was always Team Slayer only. But did you used to play Objective on it also?
Yeah,
No,
wait,
it was just
I
Slayer.
don't
It
remember
was just
Slayer.
Slayer.
Okay. Well, this is the brother to Onslaught in my mind. It kind of falls
Yeah.
into the same boat. It's a balanced map.
PHP, do you want to go first, or
Yeah, I can go first. I've always liked this map more than Onslaught, but
wow?
recently I think that's definitely changed. I prefer Onslaught. I prefer like the flag game type on a this type of map. But yeah, it is very similar to Onslaught in a lot of ways, obviously. And I think I I don't know. I kind of want to give it a meh. I think I'm going to give it a meh.
No.
Oh,
I think I am. I mean, it's just a Slayer map. I think there's better maps to play Slayer on.
For a map that's exclusively only good for Slayer, that puts it down a little. But out of all the H3 Slayer maps to play on, I like this a lot. Like the way have all the forge objects kind of work together, the way you move around it, and like how the pace of the gameplay goes. I love playing on it so much. It kind of works on FFA sometimes too, but if you're talking about hardcore 44 whatever, I love it so much. I don't understand the people that dislike it. There's like people out there that hate this map with a passion. I think they're just bad at it and they don't know how to play it. But aside from that, it's a great A. Great Slayer map, deserves its A.
I think one of the things that makes me like never love Onslaught or Amplified is the fact that like, I mean, they fall into the same boat as Midship where they're just BR maps, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's like even more in my face when I play Onslaught and Amplified.
Dude, I love the just BR maps. That's just me.
I mean, it's nice to have them, right? I mean, like, I think it's good to have a nice mix of maps that have power weapons and maps that are more precision weapon heavy. You know, like I think that's very healthy for a game's map pool. Because I don't want to play like if the whole comp map pool was fucking 5 Onslaught Amplified maps, then I would find that boring. But like, you have the Pit and you have Narrows and you have Guardian, which have power weapons on them, so I think it helps.
Reach kind of went the opposite direction of that, but yeah.
Yeah, Reach has what?
Every map has like a sniper in competitive.
Yes, right? I think.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you're right.
I know it because I hated it.
All right, chat voted 2 S's and 2 Mez, so chat gave it an A. Paint, do you have an opinion on this map?
Payne said he's abstaining from the hardcore maps.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so we got 4 A's and a meh from BHB. Wait, you gave this an A, right, Sempra? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So that's Blaze also gave this an A, so just A map. All right,
Did
last
Blaze
up.
give an A? That's good.
What's up?
That's good. I know he knows what's up.
Oh yeah. All right. So last 2 maps are 2 of the Sandbox variants that are like radar maps. The first one is Tundra. I'll just open up. Fuck Tundra. This map is dog shit. I hate this map. I hate playing this map. I understand there's like radar people that think this is a good map, but like I've never had less fun playing a map. You sit in this stupid thing in these like dumb little bases. If you push out, it's just like dead man's zone. Half the time my stupid character bumps off the top of the fucking base and like yeets over the top when I just want to peek out. Like the forged, I just hate this map. This map's dog water for me.
I agree, dog water. I'm not gonna say anymore. You say everything.
Yeah, it could be really annoying if one team gets the snipe and then they're sitting in their base and like you can't really poke out at them. I mean, there's nothing special about this map at all. But there are times where I didn't mind playing it. I think overall I'd have to give it a probably a, you know, I'm gonna give it a.
It rhymes with bog.
No, it's a meh. It's a meh.
Wow.
All right.
It's a meh.
Are you sure it's not nostalgia just coming in?
No, it's a meh. It's just a meh.
Paint, do you have any opinion on Tundra?
I mean, I can't officially cast a vote because I haven't played much of it, but if I could, I'd say Dogwater because the people that made this map clearly don't know what a tundra is.
That's fair.
That is fair. I don't know. Whenever I play this map, when I'm playing Ranked Team Slayer, or I play the other Sandbox maps, I just get confused because there's so many good Halo 3 maps. But for some reason, I feel like the only shit I get when I play Ranked Team Slayer is fucking Standoff, Sandbox maps, and this. And it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like I could be playing like, not that we talked about Guardian. Guardian has its issues, but like you could be playing like the Pit, Guardian, Narrows, like fucking, and here I am playing Tundra for the 13th time. All right, so chat is giving it a chat's giving it, oh, it's mixed right now. It's going down to the wire. We'll see what happens. Oh, Pantheon is also terrible. Do you want us to rank Pantheon? I wasn't gonna, but fuck Pantheon.
I don't remember Pantheon.
Yo, you remember it.
I don't think we.
We'll give
remember it.
We'll give it an honorary ranking at the end, but I'm too lazy to add the picture. How about that?
Yeah. Because these were more this and Vessel were more popular than Pantheon. You never really got Pantheon that much in OG. Like you got Vessel and Tundra way more, and these were in doubles as well.
All right, so chat mixed on dog and bad, but there was one meh vote.
Oh.
So we'll
shout out to the meh.
We'll shout out to the meh. So we'll say chat gave it a bad. So we'll give 2 dogs. Let me do a little math here. 2 dogs, a bad, and a meh. Divide that shit by 4, and we got, this a meh. Or sorry, not a meh. This is a bad map, but it's not dog water. So, all right, and last but not least, we have Vessel.
Dude, some people love this map. They always want to get Vessel. I don't like this
purely
map.
A doubles map, right?
Yes.
All right.
I don't like this map.
The
spawn killing's weird. I don't really feel like the better team always wins on this map. I just feel like, some people, they get top control first, you get spawn killed, and that's...
I will say, I have never played in MCC a doubles game where one team didn't get trapped in the base. Whether it was me or the opponent, I've never had it not happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
This map is a bad for me.
Yeah, I would lean
Wait a
more
minute,
toward...
did I even give it a rating? Yeah,
No,
I'm going bad. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good. I would also just give it a bad. Paint, I'm assuming you've never played this or don't care.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what chat gives it.
Some people swear by this fucking map. I don't.
No,
like
yeah,
it.
I know some of
the
the
radar
doubles players
sweats.
love
I
it.
love this for some reason. Like the tunnels out there.
Semper, you've got real beef with radar people.
Yeah, I mean, we go way back. Just back and forth.
All right. Leaky says you can break the setups if you have a good team. I'm not good.
Yeah, you
so.
can, but
all I know is like I just get behind on this map and I just spawn and die.
And OS is so awkward. You gotta crouch into it, and when you grab it, you gotta make sure you don't off the map. It's such an awkward spot.
All right,
Can you get a
chat gave it a bad, so easy bad ranking. And with
you get
that,
AR spawns in MCC dubs?
no.
Or
Well,
AR starts?
in
Okay.
social, yeah, but not in ranked.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and I don't even know what's in the social map pool. All right, with that, we conclude all of the Halo 3 maps. So, this is kind of what it is, We got 7 S maps, which going into it, these are the exact maps. Other than Rat's Nest, this is a surprise for me. All these other 6 maps, these would have been maps that I would have 100% expected to be S tier maps. Rat's Nest surprised me, like I said. The A tier maps, I could have seen Valhalla being an S tier map. Like that wouldn't have surprised me, even though I wouldn't have ranked it S tier. But the other A tier maps, I think, make sense to me. I don't know about you guys.
People are gonna have a problem with Construct being meh with Cold Storage and Ghost Town and High Ground above it. People ain't gonna like that.
That's true. I could see that one being controversial for sure.
I don't like Cold Storage being an A. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh, true. Cold Storage being an A might be a little high. I think. Yeah. I think other than that, I agree with most of our maps. Honestly, Isolation's too high for me, but. Oh, Reach is all right. So it's 1 a.m. So we're not gonna do Reach tonight. We'll do Reach another night. But yeah, Reach will have many dogs from me. Reach will be an experience. But for old time's sake, Sempra, this is Pantheon. If you want to pull up the stream real quick.
I know I've played it a bunch. I just the name and the map itself.
It's just another like fucking sandbox map that I'm just annoyed whenever I get. It's
this
probably better than Tundra, but like
this is dog.
yeah, it's not good. So
I hate this map.
I hate the one that they had where you spawn up top, like in the sky. That was in rotation for a little while. They took it out.
Oh yeah, that's a different map. That's not. I know
Yeah.
what map you're talking about. That map's still in social.
Yeah. Is it still in there?
Yeah. That map's
I
weird.
fucking
It's like a weird fucking
hate that
like
map.
Guardian lockout-y map in a game
Yeah,
that has
I can't
both Guardian
stand
and
that map.
lockout.
Teleporters are weird. I hate that map so much.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what map you're talking about. I don't know the name though. And that's going to do it for the Halo 3 tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this one went a lot longer than the other ones so far, but you know, we just had a lot to say on the Halo 3 maps. Shoutouts to my co-host Paint, Bring Halo Back, and Sempra. All their links will be below in the description, along with Blaze Dillon, who accompanied us for a majority of the show. If you guys want to catch things like this live, we will actually be streaming the rankings of Halo 4 and Halo 5 tonight. If you are seeing this the day that the video is posted, obviously, if you made it this far into the video, I'm just surprised you made it this far. Otherwise, if you don't care to see it live, Halo Reach will go up next week, along with Halo 4 and Halo 5 the following weeks. So make sure to follow me over on Twitch if you care. Otherwise, follow me over on Twitter or Instagram. And with that said, I'll see you all next time.